There we go, and we're live. Welcome to the Ice Lounge podcast. Yes, my screen is different. We'll get into that in a minute. My name's Sarah, also known as Game of Draws. I'm joined once again by the lovely Michael Steffen, also known as Funisher. And today we are having a British takeover of the Ice Lounge podcast with Matt Dyson, who you may know better as keozen. So we're both convention artists, so we can talk lots about that, so that would be good. And it's our 10th episode, so we're doing something cool. Let's pretend it's because of the 10th episode and not because my tech hasn't shown up yet. Sure.
That's exactly why.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally is.
So we've swapped media, me and Mike. So I'll be working traditionally. I'll jump around to the other side of the screen in a bit. And Mike is going to tackle the world of digital.
The only difference is you know how to draw traditionally, and I'm horrible with digital. This is going to be such a disaster. You guys are going to watch, like, this will be for everyone who always tries to do the, well, digital's not, you know, like they try to do the anti-digital rants that happen every now and then. Well, here, now you can watch traditional artists struggle with digital. Everyone gets to see it, how easy it is.
Easy, quote, easy.
I'm going to sit in the corner drawing cartoons.
Yeah. So, for those of you watching along, we have the chat. If you're on YouTube, then it should be, where is my finger? There. The chat should be there on the screen. If you can't see it, just pull the screen out and you'll be able to see it. Make it full screen.
So you can... over there. Well, I think I'm pointing in the right direction.
Yes. So you can chat in there, but remember you can't post links in there, so you can't post links to your artwork. So just let me know in there that you've got it, and then either post it to the Reddit Gets Drawn thread or the Artist Lounge thread for us, and I'll see it in there. I know I normally say the IRC, but you guys know how rubbish I am at checking it. I mean, if you want me to do the IRC, I'll do the IRC, but whatever. Mike, do you want to say which Reddit Gets Drawn we're doing?
Yes, we are doing a portrait of Fatuous Scribe with an underscore. It's a, she's got a neon-ish veil thing going on and glasses, and it's, you know, a blue and white, or as the trolling in the chat says, it is a white and gold, not black and blue.
No, can we never do that?
God, it starts.
Oh no, that thing seriously upset me more than it should have.
It really bothered me. It started like a fight at my work between like 4 people. It was really amazing.
My work was similar. It was just all along the office because my day job's in IT. So I had it up on a monitor, and it's a really big, long office. And every time somebody walked past, it was like, "What have you got a dress up on there for?" and thus the argument started again.
Oh God, no! I was just sitting at home going nuts because I was like, if people are seeing this differently, what else are people seeing differently?
Yeah,
does this change the entire art world? Like,
yeah, it's even worse as an artist because you're what am I missing? And then I remember, like, because at first I saw the white and gold kind of thing. And then everyone's like, no, it's black and blue. And then I couldn't see it. And then at one moment, like, I saw it after I read an article about it that did color separations. And then I couldn't unsee it. I couldn't see it the other way anymore. And I was just like,
God.
What did I lose? I felt like I was brainwashed and like I couldn't go back, you know?
I think it changed for me depending upon what time of day it was and the color levels in the office. You know, the light levels in the office, the color temperature.
That's a good point.
And it also, I found, it changes a lot depending upon what part of the image you look at first. So if you look at the lower half of the image first, on from the fresh look, it's easier to see it one way. I can't remember which way around it is, but it's easier to see it one way than the other. Whereas if you look at the top part first, it's easier to see it the other way.
The other way, yeah.
It's really, really weird. I actually have a bit of an idea that I've been playing around with. I kind of want to have a position in one of my comic strips where just at some point I'll have one of the background characters wearing a black and blue dress.
No.
3 or 4 panels later, I'll just change it to white and gold. And
And then everyone will be raging.
Yeah, just on the next page, it's completely different.
Just don't address it. Nothing. Just happen.
No, don't address it. It'll be a background character. It's not important. I'll just yeah.
We can find it out later.
You evil genius.
Ooh. By the way, I'm going to completely and utterly derail the topic for 2 seconds.
Yeah?
Because Sarah said earlier that I should show Mike this. Because
yes! Are you ready for this, Mike?
We're talking about convention things. So, one of the biggest UK conventions is the MCM Comic Cons down in London.
Yeah.
And there's one at the end of May. It's attended by about 120,000 people over the course of 3 days, which is amazing. Now, I've been very luckily offered a free page in the show guide for this year.
Which is ridiculously epic.
Wow.
Yeah, I was having all these questions with myself though of what to do with my free page, because do I do essentially like a sketch and do kind of like a, look at me, look at my stuff, or do I do something actually useful with it? I didn't want to be too egotistical with it, so I thought, you know what, I do a series of little mini books that I sell that are baking books. Mm-hmm. So it's like a cartoon version of my cat, who you might see here. This is Pie, everybody, by the way. Say hello to Pie in the chat, everyone. He's sleeping, he probably won't care, but you can say that. So in these books, Pie will teach you to bake. So I thought, well, I'll tell you what, I'll do a short recipe. So the recipe is for unicorn poop fudge. So I'll see if I can get this.
Yumsters.
Here we go. So there you go. Can you see that, guys? It's unicorn poop fudge.
Those
colours. It's rainbow striped, and every single layer has a different type of sprinkles in it.
Oh my god, it's ridiculously good.
So I'm doing a cartoon recipe for that.
I think when the show guide's revealed, every single one of us in Comic Village should try and make one.
Oh heck yes! And you all need to put pictures on my Facebook page so I can see it. And
we're gonna be like, oh my god, look. So I'm just gonna jump around to the other side so that I can do stuff rather than staring at the back of a piece of paper, which isn't very useful.
Fair enough.
No, that's cool.
All right.
I'm just looking at the chat now. We've got a couple of people on Team White and Gold, and a few people on Team Black and Blue. Oh dear. We've started it.
Yeah, we gotta dive in. All right, I'm gonna start my thingamajig here.
Okay, yeah, you should be able to hear me.
Which thingamajig? Wait, what's that one?
What are you on about?
This is very new to me. That looks right.
Oh wow, chat's been going nuts while I haven't been looking.
Yeah, hey chat.
Let me see.
Let's see, where did I put my screen share?
How has Demon Man already done a painting?
What? No, I can't. He needs to let me get started first.
You need to slow down and give us all a chance.
let me get my bearings here. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? This whole thing. Yeah, we're gonna start black. There we go. Oh.
Subliminal cucumbers making fun of us again.
Look at all this art. All right, that was cool.
You're sharing your screen.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm sharing it.
Yeah, you are.
You guys are crazy. Look at these weird brushes. What's this one do? This is, what? What does that mean? Looks like a nub. Is that supposed to be like, alright.
You're not.
I am, apparently. You know, what's kind of great about doing this in screen shares, I can just like.
Oh my god, I hate those.
What is this brush?
I hate it.
I'm gonna see what it does. I'm gonna like just get some, because I'm gonna do black and white first, and then I might like then go into color, or I don't know. Ooh. Oh no, I screwed up. This is gonna take me a minute. Never mind.
Post a picture of empty queen cage in podcast thread. What does that mean?
Oh, what's wrong with this brush?
No, I just hate the little things that appear in the top left.
Oh.
The little things in the top left, and it's like, oh, look at this little thing. I'm like, I don't know what that means.
Do you know what I found?
I'm an idiot.
Guys, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
sorry,
I
I
hear you
completely dropped out then for a second.
Oh, dude.
And that was completely my fault.
I just thought you were really focused.
No, I will say this. There's only one thing that annoys me about the Wacom Cintiq Companion.
Okay.
And that is that the on-off button is in the bottom right-hand corner when you've got it at a drawing angle. So if you're not careful sometimes when you're holding it, you can hit the on-off button like an idiot, like I am.
Oh dear.
I'm just going to quickly set up my stuff again, so give me a second.
Oh, Demama's talking about the bees.
Bees?
Yes.
Bees?
Bees?
He wants his bees on here?
Yeah. Bees.
Bees nuts. No, I'm just kidding. That's Snoop Dogg. Oh, so we need to post bees. Okay, wait. Can he put the bees? Oh wait, you can't put it in the YouTube chat. He needs to put it in the Artist Lounge thread, and then I can pull that image. It is? Oh yeah. My god, I need to refresh my screen.
Sort your life out. What are you doing?
The Mun Man raises bees. Some people call him Demon Man, but we probably. But we refer to him as Demon Man now.
Demon Man.
I'm super nervous.
I'm gonna save that image.
Just like I'm keozen.
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 Right, let's see if I can get my stuff back together and actually get streaming again so I can start this.
And my phone's ringing at me. It's like, you're supposed to be on a podcast. I hope you haven't overslept.
Right, so hopefully that should actually be on my screen, and I'm not going to press the on-off button this time. Okay.
Look at that honeycomb.
Honeycomb?
Or the hive. Or the comb. I don't know anything. I am a comb.
I like honeycombs.
Yeah. They're so geometric.
Yeah.
So pretty.
So excitingly geometric. Alright, back to screen sharing.
Met Baron's like, what are you doing?
Is this the right one? Is this the one I'm supposed to share? What happens if I share this one? No, that doesn't look right at all. Let's unshare that.
Just share the whole desktop. That's what I do.
I don't want to share my whole desktop.
Well, fine, don't then.
What if people start making fun of me?
This is weird. I normally do all my sketchy outlines in blue, in like a pale blue. You know, kind of like a non-photo blue thing.
Yeah.
But of course, this is going to be blue when it turns out proper, so...
oh yes, you got to come up with another colour.
It's going to be red instead this time.
There we go. There it is. Actually, this probably is the whole desktop share. Whatever.
Yeah, that is the whole desktop.
I'll make my own rules. I wish the frame rate on the screen share was a little better. Take note of that, Google. That's on you.
Yeah, Google has its issues.
Yeah, bless them.
Wait a minute, I'm not doing this right at all. Oh, it's like once I switch mediums, I don't draw the way I'm supposed to. I gotta draw this like I normally would. Oh my god, my frame rate is horrendous. Okay.
Oh, look at it. It's fine. It's fine.
No, it was bad on my computer for a second.
Oh. Oh, dude, that's not good.
It's better now.
Okay, good.
It was just being a dink, that's all.
I need to figure out what I want to do. It's because I don't want to have to colour the whole thing in black. I want to incorporate white. So I need to figure out how I'm going to do that.
I'm just being an idiot and jumping straight in.
I already hate how I'm started. I'm going to go ahead and
it's what I do.
Let's go ahead and just...
I do feel like I'm doing what I normally do when I'm trying to get away with pretending that I'm an artist. While you guys are doing pretty things, I'm going to draw some cartoons in the corner. And
you see, you keep saying that, and every time you say it, you're raising the bar, and I cannot live up to that bar.
Yeah, be a proper artist, damn it.
Wow.
God.
Because I'm like the cartoonist doing nothing.
Oh, that's not true.
No, I just like to beat myself up. It's fun.
How do you guys
Well,
draw?
It's
you're-
the theory
you're
that
the
if I
right
beat
podcast.
myself up, then if somebody else wants to beat me up, then I've already beaten them to it. So
Is that your motto too, Mike?
How do you guys draw on these things?
With great skill and courage.
Oh, see, now it wants to... I forgot to do a new layer. Oh, this is unbearable. This is just like, oh, this is the worst feeling. It reminds me of when I was doing printmaking in college, and I just hated it so much. Oh, I can't do things. Everyone's probably like, Mike doesn't use hotkeys.
Me. I'm so glad that we've invited the original poster to come watch this so that you can sit there complaining about it.
Oh my god. Oh, there we go. There's a new layer. Now we're getting somewhere. I'm gonna get really far and forget that I didn't do something in a new layer and be absolutely devastated.
There are ways that, like...
my layer discipline is horrific.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a new layer selected, so everything's fine now. Okay. No, I don't like the brush size.
So, Mike, you wanted to talk about something to do with the fact that we'd swapped things, like about, I don't know what it was. It was something like using different material or pushing materials to the limit or something like that.
Oh, that was kind of a thing about just working with the materials you have, or kind of
Right.
how being resourceful with just kind of what you're using, even if it's not in ideal circumstances for whatever materials you have with you or situationally. What it made me think about is I remember watching I can't remember if it was a bonus features for Lost Highway. It's a David Lynch movie, and there's a scene where the main character pulls up to a diner on a motorcycle. It's at night, and when they filmed the first part of the scene, it was dry and no clouds out in the sky. You just see the parking lot. But as they were prepping things for the next part they had to shoot, it started raining. So they had a continuity problem, and they could only film that day. So it means, well, your next one moment, the whole lot and the whole set's dry. Next moment is everything's covered in rain,
Yeah.
So his solution, everyone's trying to figure out all these expensive ways to deal with it. And then David Lynch just went up to some extras and just say, hey, just spray each other with the hose and run around a lot in the background with this when he's pulling up on the motorcycle. So if you're watching the movie, you just see a scene where the guy's pulling up to this diner or whatever, and you just see these guys kind of just joking around in the background, shooting each other with a hose, and you don't think anything of it. But the only reason that was happening was because they had to deal with the continuity and the weather. And it's just I love that idea of just that very brilliant, simple solution.
Yeah.
Isn't there? Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah. Rotate. Now we're talking. Woo!
Actually, that is my favourite thing about the companion, is that I can rotate and scale with my fingers.
Yeah.
Just pinch and squeeze and rotate. It's just, yeah.
Well, I happen to like drawing on one surface and staring at a completely different surface at the same time. That's really comfortable for me.
Oh yeah.
I did it for years. I was watching. I think it was the last episode of this podcast from you guys. I was watching your discussion of which tablet is it that you've got, and I can guarantee you that the one that you have, Mike, is the Intuos 4, because it's the exact same tablet that I have. Which is currently the tablet that sits on my desktop PC upstairs, so I can do stuff when I don't have my companion with me. Because I've actually, Sarah and I were having this conversation earlier on this week, weren't we? Of I've got the Cintiq that Sarah's getting.
Yes.
And if anybody in the UK is looking to get one at the moment, mine's actually up for sale now. But we didn't realise this until Sarah had already bought one.
Yeah.
So I have a guaranteed working Wacom Cintiq 13 HD. The only reason I'm selling is because I got myself a companion, because apparently I like to spend too much money.
Yeah.
But I'm getting married next year, so I kind of could do with getting some of that money back.
A little bit of that back.
Congratulations! Woo!
Congratulations.
I get married in 1 year and 5 days from now.
Oh wow.
It's really fun actually, because originally we'd booked the wedding for a particular date, and my sisters are also both my sisters are also getting married within the same year.
Oh wow.
Because we apparently all like doing the happily ever after thing at the same time. And consequently, we booked ours first, and we tried to book it in times when everybody was all right with things. And then my sisters, in their infinite wisdom, booked at times of the years that weren't what they'd originally said they were going to book at.
Oh great.
Fine.
Oh, no.
I mean, it was completely fine. It just meant that we could have had the date that we actually 100% wanted in the first place, but were avoiding because it was a bit close to when one of my sisters had said that they might book.
Yeah.
So, as it happens, we are now going to be getting married 5 years to the day from when we had our first date.
Aww.
Which I just
That's
think
really
is
sweet.
That's super adorbs.
Yeah, well, I'm a soppy bastard, so it's kind of how I roll.
I just realized that. I'm sorry if there was some sound distortion. I realized I was holding my tablet on my lap and it was rubbing on the desk, and that might have been getting picked up in the microphone. So I guess I have to draw with it flat on the desk.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't hear anything.
I'm sorry if there's some sound distortion coming from my end as well, guys. It's not actually sound distortion. I'm just British.
I was just worried. It's just like, yeah, so getting married, this is a real important time in my life, and meanwhile, all you hear is from my tablet.
And I don't sound like British people sound on the telly, because that's not how we sound.
No.
I actually kind of thought you guys sound a lot like that, but I don't know.
I have never ever heard a British person that sounds like the lass off Frasier. Never ever in my entire life. Daphne and Frasier.
Oh, Daphne?
Yeah, I've never ever heard anyone that sounds like that in this country at all, ever.
I don't sound like Frasier. Maybe more like Niles.
Let's see.
Jumping back a conversation. Going back in time. Whee! That's the sound of going back in time. So what's like speaking of like working with what you've got and trying to essentially do that to the best of your ability, what's like the strongest or the biggest time that you've had to do that? I don't know how to describe that question. Like
just an instance where you had to make a last-minute compromise to make a thing work.
Yeah, or where you only had a certain amount of materials or technology, so you had to use that and try and change it or conquer it or something.
I don't know, I've been trying to do that purposely recently.
Okay.
Just to try and strengthen up a few areas of my skill level, because I'm what most artists are, in which I think I am absolutely terrible and just pretending, and so far nobody in the art world has actually noticed that while they're all cool being good artists and everything, I'm just pretending in their space. And I'm sure a lot of artists feel like this. It's the crippling self-doubt of an artist. So
Yeah.
in order to try and get around that, I'm trying to do things, do exercises to make myself, to expand my skills, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And what I've started to try and do is I've got a couple of sketchbooks, because as every artist has, I have about 14,000 sketchbooks that are empty, because they're really pretty sketchbooks, and and if I draw
You don't want to ruin them.
then I've ruined it.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to take some of those and kind of almost theme them. So one of the ones that I've got at the moment is I restrict it to a certain number of colours. So it's literally everything I draw in this, I am only using these 4 markers.
Okay.
And they might be like, 2 different shades of blue, a light grey, and something else. And I've got to then just do the best I can with what I have.
That's really cool. Is there a
I think
particular
learning
skill?
that sort of reliance, well, kind of getting that reliance out of you, the reliance on an infinite colour palette that you have on a Cintiq or whatever. I think it's bad to learn sometimes. It's a bad habit to get into. So I'm trying to just get myself out of that habit.
That's really cool.
Because working digitally, and I do primarily work digitally now. I didn't at first. The first Moon Keo books, I think your mum's got them, Sarah.
Yeah, they're around here somewhere.
The first Moon Keo book is actually a hybrid system. I worked half digitally and half traditionally. So I do the pencil work by hand.
Yeah.
And then I do the inking by hand again. And then I'd colour in the characters with Copic markers. I'd scan that in at high resolution, and then I'd colour in the backgrounds digitally.
Okay.
Which I have no idea why I ever thought that was a good idea, but apparently I thought that was a good idea.
I was just trying to figure out why you do 2 different types of colouring.
Apparently because I hated myself. Because it just made it long and drawn out, and
that's what I was just thinking. That seems like more effort. Although I can't really talk because I work with legit dip pen and ink. So
you do realise it's actually your fault that I bought some dip pen and inks the other week.
Yes, you're on the train, dude.
Because it's one of these things that I've wanted to do for years, and again, it's part of this forcing myself outside my comfort zones, the same kind of exercises with the markers, of getting things that I wouldn't normally try art-wise and attempting to go there.
What do you think of the dip pens at the moment, or have you not tried them yet?
I've not had much chance to try them yet. It's one of the things that I'm going to be working on a lot more after MCM, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. MCM is the big thing at the moment. I don't think either of us are. I mean, I'm nowhere near ready for MCM right now.
Oh, I'm not. And there's a couple of. I want to do a couple of new products as well at MCM.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for new products because I don't know. I used to work in retail back in the day. I used to be an assistant manager for a supermarket. So whilst I did that, I kind of got myself a bit of a retail and a product head on.
Yeah.
And a marketing head on, because I used to do all the marketing. Well, not marketing. All the kind of like how to face up a shop properly, how to sell your product properly, kind of stuff when I was there.
Point of sale and all of that.
Yeah. So I take that stuff very seriously when I'm doing my own stuff.
Yeah.
So I tend to try and do a lot of work as much as I can with getting some decent products out there that people will actually want to go and buy. Because I think the best way of selling things is to just put out something that people will genuinely want. That's why I do my t-shirts and my handbags and stuff now. And one of the things that I'm looking forward to trying getting done is I want to do some necklaces with so just plain necklaces, but with a kind of like a charm pendant on the bottom.
Yeah, I looked into doing something about that. I met a lovely lady at MCM, several places, and that was her job. She worked at making pendants, and I made like a test one and gave it to my brother. And I did, you know, the Geisra logo, the little dragon that I've got. the logo of my place.
Yeah.
I did that as the silver pendant, and then had it, and it was I think it was proper silver. It was either proper silver or sterling silver, I can't remember. And then on a really nice chain, and that looked so good. But it ended up kind of costing too much really to be able to mass produce it. So I'd have to look at someone else if I wanted to go into it.
Well, because equally also, I think one of the biggest things you always have to do is the know your market thing and know the people that are buying your stuff.
Yeah, figure out who your audience is.
Yeah, so it's know your audience and cater for your audience. So I know my audience is I mean, actually, it's weird. I've got people reading my stuff that are 60 odd, right down to 4-year-olds.
Oh, wow.
So it is really wide. But the large group of my followers, if you will, it's really weird. It always feels egotistical saying things like that.
No, it's absolutely true, because you have to think about this, because it is a business, and at competition, you have to think about who is my audience, who likes this stuff, who are the people who tend to be drawn to my stuff, and how can I make it so that they enjoy it even more?
Yeah. So the great big bulk of my people tend to be of the mid to late teens, some early 20s, and as such don't necessarily always have that much money.
Yes.
So I wouldn't be doing anything in the terms of the silvers and the precious metals and the whatnot.
Exactly.
That would just not be right for them.
Yeah.
So what I'm looking at the moment is acrylic pendants.
Nice.
So I've found a supplier that will do printed acrylic. So it's clear acrylic, but on the back it's a printed thing, so it shows through.
Yeah.
And they look really good when they're done. Especially for my cartoony style, it shows through very, very well.
I might know the supplier that you're getting.
You probably definitely know the supplier that I do.
Yeah.
It's quite a regular one of people in the UK use. I'm just trying to price it up well.
Yes.
In another life, I was also in purchasing for a major institution. So that combined with being a Yorkshireman and therefore tight as all hell. For Americans, you may not get this. People from Yorkshire in the UK have a reputation, apparently, of being people who don't want to ever spend money on anything, which is quite amusing. I find it quite amusing anyway, because God, I waste money here, left, right, and centre. But yeah, so I try and make my things as much as possible cost effective, not only for the people that are buying them, but for me as well, because you've always got to try your best to well, at the end of the day, you're making money with your stuff, aren't you? So
yeah, it is a business.
It is a business. You've got to price it to sell and price it to make a decent profit.
Yeah. Get back the money from the convention and get back the money that it costs to make it, and make sure that it's still, even though you're covering all of that, you don't put it at a price where people are going to look at it and be like, oh my god, what is that? I'm not going to spend that money. It's a lot of, I found that it was a lot of trial and error for particular things. It wasn't until, I had to work towards the price that made sense.
Yeah, pricing is very difficult. It's one of the things that we get on, one of the main questions we get on Cats and CVA is pricing every time.
Do you want to, just for the people who won't know, because I'll probably be the only one who knows, do you want to explain what Cats and CVA is?
Okay, right, so street lesson here, ladies and gents. I started doing the competition scene in the UK about 6 or 7 years ago now. And I started at a similar time to a few people that are now really good friends. And one of the things that we noticed when we got into it was that for one reason or another, the UK comic scene was at the time ridiculously cliquey. Everybody was in their own tiny little friendship groups. Nobody would talk to many people outside of those friendship groups. You've got the odd friendly person, but they were the exception to the rule rather than the rule itself. And it was, I don't know, it was a little bit unfriendly a lot of the time, especially for new people, where, I don't know, when you're new into those sorts of things, you have questions, don't you? You go and you don't know what you're doing, and a lot of the time you just want to be able to ask some questions of people. It's like, I took this amount of money. Is I don't know. Is that good? I don't know what I'm doing. You know, where do you get that particular stand from, etc. The overwhelming. I mean, we might have just been unlucky at the time, but I got a lot of people speaking to me saying the same sort of things. They just wish they could talk a lot more openly to people. So what a few of us decided to do was get together and try and make like an online group type thing, where a lot of us could talk together and share knowledge about what we're doing. And there were two groups that sprung up at this time. There was the CVA, which was started by a lovely guy called Eamon, who does a comic called Pugsley. If you've ever seen it, it's the one that's got lots of pugs in it. It's very, very, very adorable. And then there was Cats, which was started by myself. Cats, by the way, abbreviates to Comic Artists Talking Secretly.
Yes.
Which was just, I just found it amusing because cats are funny. As you will have noticed when I had my video on, the cat was sat behind me at that point.
Yeah.
So Cats actually started off not only as a group as well, but we also used to do like a weekly Skype call, because there weren't many of us back in the day. So we'd all get on a group Skype call and talk business and do some drawing for an hour or two. So you might not actually know that, Sarah, because I think you were a bit after that time.
Indeed.
But yeah, that's how it kind of started out. But over the years, Cats and the CVA has grown a little.
It has.
From those first few days where we were never that bothered about having that many people on the Skype call, because, I mean, the Skype limit for calls might be 10 or 11 people, but hey, we weren't that many of us, so don't worry about it. To the fact that the main group now has, what, 600 people in it at last count, I think?
It's a lot, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 600 people last time I had a proper count. So that was fun. No, wrong brush, stupid Matt. Sorry, don't mind me, I'm shouting at myself. So, yeah, it's grown a little, and now we're at the point where conventions know who we are.
Yeah, and you've got tables and stuff at conventions, right?
Yeah, so we get these sparkles are not doing anything good. We get some conventions offer us free tables. So we were at Birmingham, one of the Birmingham cons last month, where we were basically there to offer advice. So I was there. I wasn't there to sell my own stuff like I normally am. I was literally at the Cats and CVA table giving advice to aspiring artists on, you know, how basically on anything they wanted to talk about. So we were talking about absolutely everything throughout the day, from like what are the best programs to use, equipment, inks, pens, right to how do you get things published, how to speak to a printer if you're doing self-publishing, and all sorts really.
Yeah.
And we did a panel later on in the day as well, which was really good. So that was us and a local comic artist that was on that, and that was really fun. So we do a lot of good work to try and help people.
Yeah. What would you say is the number one question that you get?
Oof. The joke answer would always be, are the table plans ready for MDCM yet?
Yes.
But no. In seriousness, I I don't know. It ranges. It kind of goes in waves sometimes, where you'll get a lot of people asking about digital stuff and printers, or you'll get a lot of people asking about table setups at conventions.
Yeah, I see that a lot.
That definitely happens a lot. Yeah. And yeah, as I say, it completely differs. Really, it's hard to say. But we treat everybody the same, right from. I mean, we've got some professional artists in there that have done work for Marvel and DC and stuff in the past, but we'll treat them with just the same amount of respect as we will treat the 15-year-old who's brand new and coming into this that never done it before.
Yeah.
Because that's, I mean, it's the big bee in my bonnet is that I want it to be open and accessible for everybody, because at the end of the day, there are people coming in that will be the people that will end up taking over from us.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I loved so much, I said this earlier, but I'll say it again on stream, the thing that I loved the most about MCM in particular with you guys was that when I sat down there, I was sat opposite a major Marvel artist. And then people spoke to me and the Marvel artist with the same level of respect and the same level of excitement. And that really meant a lot. It made me really feel welcomed, especially considering it was my first ever convention. It made it probably every time I think back to that convention was a resounding success, and I think that was just down to the atmosphere and the acceptance and the fact that I was just accepted into everything immediately. And even though, yeah, you could tell there was a little bit of the cliquiness still there in certain areas, but
there still is now.
Yeah.
But it's not to the same level. I mean,
yeah.
I honestly worry to think back in the day, and I'm not egotistical enough to think that this was all us and the group or anything. And I think comics in the UK in general has changed a lot. And it's not all due to us. I'd like to think we've helped, but I hate to think how many people we might have lost to the kind of feeling of sod this, they're all really evil, let's not do this again.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I really hate to think how many people we might have lost that would be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed. I think, Mike, do you have a name to call out or something to do with the photograph?
Yeah, so the photographer is actually in the chat, and their name is Stephen Williams, and this is a photo of a roommate, and this photo was for I believe it was a graduate school piece, and they're making costumes that light up. Let me see here. I was in our lighting lab where we experiment, and this is actually part of my final project for graduate school. I'm making costumes that light up. Yeah, any more background you want to give on this? It's actually just LED tape wrapped in sheer fabric. Beautiful effect
cool.
There.
It is. It's very cool. I can see it being used for cosplay so much.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's going to be in Burning Man.
Burning Man.
Festival? Is that where this is going? I gotta make a light up suit.
Oh yeah, you were planning something similar, right?
Yeah, no, I actually am probably going to that this year, which if one of my friends would find that statement absolutely shocking, because it is. I was very much not into the idea of it for a very long time.
Okay, why was
because
that?
I have a very specific relationship with the desert. Growing up in Utah, and then to me, the desert's the very kind of you experience it with just a few friends or by yourself, and it's about minimalism and subtlety. That's what I like about it. And Burning Man is very much none of those things.
Yeah.
I'm also not much of a dude that trips on acid or does anything like that, and that is also very much a place for those things. So and at the time I didn't really listen to much of any of the music that would be playing at it. So really it makes almost no sense for me to be there, which is pretty much becoming the reason why I'm like, screw it, let's go.
Oh, what? Just to see what it's like. Yeah.
It's not easy to go because it's in the middle of nowhere in the desert for 6 days in August, and you're just a big flat dirt plain, and it's like 60,000 people, and tickets went on sale, and you had to sit there and wait on the website for it to give you the green light, and me and a coworker were there to buy tickets, and I saw the light go green, and I clicked boom, buy tickets, and I called out to him. He was like, huh? And then he waited about 3 seconds, and by the time it registered, we had to wait a half hour for it to go through a process, and by the time his registered, it was sold out. So they sold out 40,000 tickets in about 5 seconds, and then they have 20,000 more they open up. It's actually really, it's getting harder and harder to actually go to it. But the whole thing looks pretty nuts and whatever, so I don't know. We'll see what it is. If I had to make a prediction, I would say first day I'll be like, all right, I can dig this. Second day I'll be like, oh, this is nuts. All right, this is fun. This is cool. I'm dancing, getting down. This is cool. All right, let's draw. What's this? Let's whatever. Do this thing. What's this do? And then I think by day 3 I'll probably be like, all right, I'm kind of done here. And then by day 4, I'll be like, I don't know if I can move my legs anymore. And then by day 5, I'll be like, I just need water in my life. And then by day 6, I'll be like, I don't think I ever want to go to the desert again. And then a couple days being back, I'll be like, all right, that was cool. And then I probably will be like, yeah, I'm not going back.
That's ridiculous.
I'm going with an open mind. I think it's going to be fun. I like being in environments where people just kind of let loose and enjoy themselves, Places where people are willing to dance, but not dance just to, chicks, bro, but, just go to have fun. That's a very fun environment to be in. But at the same time, I'm not even remotely, a new agey person. There's a lot of, it's just, I'm so not into that at all. So it's going to be a little tricky to be surrounded in that environment that's very much about that, applied to an environment that I have a long-lasting, very personal relationship with. So in anything, what it means is I'll just need to go in and it's that's put my own ideas and everything aside. And that's kind of what will be good about it, is forcing myself to not be a douchebag. That's pretty much all I'm trying to say. It's like, hey, if you're not a douchebag, you'll have fun, and and then you can leave and whatever form your own opinions on it. But enjoy yourself. And so I'll be that.
I hope you don't be a douche then.
Hey, you never know with me. All I know is if there's a part of me that's just like, yeah, this isn't my scene. I'm not gonna just be like a stick in the mud. I'll still have fun and do things. I'll just be like, oh, whatever. That wasn't my scene, which very well possibly might. It's a very dividing subject if you live in the Bay Area. A lot of people go there. A lot of tech people love it. It's a big thing. A lot of, it's kind of like nerds and hippies, like paradise. It's where their worlds collide. And but then if you're from more of a kind of hipster or a punk background or any of those things, you'll be like, fuck that noise. People joke about how they in the Bay Area like it when Burning Man's going on, because then a bunch of people they don't like aren't in the city and there's less people around, so it's easier to park in places and get around, and public transportation's less crowded. It's a funny divisive thing, and I think it will be really fun and eye-opening to witness both ends of it.
Yeah.
I've been a hater long enough. It's exhausting being a hater. What fun is it being a hater all the time? No fun. That's what kind of fun it is. So I'm gonna give it a whirl, and I'm gonna get down and party. Probably not really gonna trip. Not really an acid or a mushrooms guy, but I still will, have fun.
Yeah.
Sorry for people that are the trippers. That's just not. That stuff doesn't feel good in my brains and body.
Ooh, I'm just catching up with the chat a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not using Photoshop Meta Baron. I'm using Manga Studio 5EX. Thank you very much, Subliminal Cucumber, for congratulations on my upcoming nuptials. I keep forgetting that the chat exists.
The model is watching too. Oh!
Yeah, the model's watching too. Hello, model.
Can we refer to your name too, or would you prefer to remain anonymous? I'd like to ask first.
Indeed.
We can obviously see it in the chat, but that you won't be able to see the chat later. So I would obviously like to give credit when credit's due, but I also want to respect people's anonymity if they prefer not to have it mentioned. So just let us know in the chat if you mind or not.
That's very nice and diplomatic of you.
I'll do what I can. You know, Reddit's the anonymity is a very important issue for a lot of people on Reddit, so I like to check first.
Yeah, it's always nice to check.
I should also mention I'd like to make a formal apology to Steffen and until confirmation the model that I am not a digital artist, and I would like to apologize for whatever this is going to look like when it's finished.
Well, I was just so, but it, for once I can draw and see the video for once in my life. I really like what's going on there. It's so different to what you normally do. It's like it's like the opposite spectrum of what you normally do. Because normally you're very meticulous about getting all the lines in the right place, and that looks so freeing in comparison, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's looking good, guys.
Well,
it's actually.
What's fun about it is I can work this more like how I would paint as opposed to how I would draw, because those are very different processes. I started by drawing, and then I realized, wait, I don't have to draw. I can just do it the way I paint, which usually involves no drawing, except I need to vary up my brush sizes more. I'm not being very good about that, and I'm doing these. It's making these ugly, layery things I hate. But that's okay. I'll get the hang of this. And the model's name is Allison Hall.
Hi, Allison.
Hi, Allison.
Thank you for being awesome, and you know, making an awesome photo with your friend that we can draw later. Spread the love and inspiration.
Yeah.
That's the Burning Man spirit, man.
Wait, I might take this off screen just to erase everything, or I might knock over the entire set I've made.
I won't lie, the thing I'm actually really excited about for Burning Man more than anything else is the light suits, because the people I'm going with, they get jumpsuits and they cover them with like 300 very rapidly bright blinking LEDs, and they all blink at different times because you have to screw the little tops on to get them going. And I've asked my friend about it, and he's like, it freaking, people don't even know what to think. It trips them out so much. He says it gets to the point where like he'll have like 40 people just following him, and if he like needs to get away from people, he has to like literally run away from them into the desert, you know?
Oh my god.
But they're going nuts, and I'm like, that sounds amazing. I was like, yeah, you ever just like bring it to a party or something? He's like, no, it's way too light, like way too bright and intense to have it indoors. I was like, this is gonna be sweet. That's the part I'm really excited about. I want one of those because I think that would just be fun to have just in case in life.
Just in case a light suit is needed.
Like, oh, really, they want me to make a good impression for this job interview, huh? Oh,
well,
they'll never forget me.
I've got the perfect thing for that. Did you have, Mike, did you have any, like, particular topics you want to talk about? Because I've got a whole list of convention stuff to talk about, but I don't want to take over the entire podcast with convention stuff.
Let me check, actually. I don't really think we already with that one.
Oh, and, my man's got a work in progress in the Art Slam thread.
Oh, okay. Give me 1 minute. I gotta try some things first before I go crazy, because I didn't measure a proportion. But fortunately, since it's digital, I can just slide things around now. Woo! Liquefy! Woo! Yeah, you can just go over. Oh, I did that wrong.
Demand Man, I can't see your piece in the Artist Lounge thread. Have you checked that it's in the newest one? Please make sure it's in the newest one, because that's the one we're watching. Oh my god, what was that? I have no idea what that was.
Huh?
I just heard something fall down. I'm assuming it was a cat.
I was going to say, I don't even listen to those noises anymore because 2 cats.
Yeah. It's just the microphone made it so much louder in my ears.
It's probably like some murderer in the other room for me, but, you know, it'd be so easy to break into my house and murder me because I just think it was a cat.
I realized that I didn't, that I need to mute my microphone whenever I type something, because you guys were like talking about a bunch of very interesting things, and then I noticed the screen went to my screen, and I'm like, what? And I realized I'm typing, I'm like, oh god, I think I just clickety-clacked for like 15 seconds over that.
You've got the evilest keyboard, though.
Probably what?
You've got the evilest keyboard.
You know, you say that, but I'm telling you, when this thing's under your fingers, whew, it's like getting a finger massage. I don't know. There's no comparison. There's no comparison.
Finger massage.
It just feels amazing. It's just like I love everything that's happening to my hands right now. But yeah, no. If you guys should jump in. This is definitely the episode to jump in on convention topics. You know, any topic I have is a topic that can be covered any week, and this is a special week where all sorts of convention insight can be discussed and should be.
Okay then, let's see what I've got. Okay, so Matt,
Hey!
do you find do you find that the atmosphere of a convention changes how well you do or how positive you are?
Oh, this is so boring. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god, God.
No, it certainly does. I mean, yeah. I don't know how to explain it really, but there are definitely, you get to know the personality of a convention after you've been there once or twice. 'Cause I'm sure you'll know going to something like MCM is very different to going to something like Thought Bubble, for instance.
Yeah.
It's a different crowd, and it's not necessarily a good or a bad thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are good and bad conventions, but they're for different reasons whatsoever. But the makeup of the crowd and the sort of interest levels of that crowd very much affect how well you're going to do, because obviously the stuff that you do is going to be interesting or not to different people for different reasons. For instance, I do really genuinely well at MCM events because, as you may have noticed, I do ridiculously cute, silly stuff.
Yes.
The type of people that go to those events really like cute and silly stuff. So I tend to do really quite well. Whereas there was a convention that ran for a few years called, what was it now, Kapow, which was a very serious type superhero style Comic-Con. And I didn't even bother going to that because I know my own stuff, I knew straight off that I wouldn't have done well there.
Yeah,
so it's one of these things that I don't bother going to the conventions where the sort of audience that that tends to like my stuff are not going to be.
Yeah, exactly. I have exactly the same experience. Yeah. So, oh crap! I just realised something. I probably need to. I don't want it to bleed through. I just realised it might.
Have you ruined all your paper?
I hope not. No, we're good. We're good. I've saved it fast enough. Let's take it off the pad. And then do that. That'll work. Anyway, yeah, so I went to a convention. So I do really well at MCM. That's the place where I am a happy bunny.
Yeah.
Because it's that hyper, fairly young, like maybe 14 to 25-year-olds, that kind of age group. They're the kind of ones that I really hit off with.
It's the cosplay crowd that really tend to like my stuff.
Yeah, it's the cosplayers, because they love getting themselves drawn in their cosplay. Because I do really detailed pieces at the shows, so they really love that. So I went to a show that was like what you described, a way more serious comics, kind of like Marvel DC inspired thing. I didn't sell a single thing.
No,
like not
it
a single thing.
It happens. I mean, thankfully, cross fingers, touch wood. I've never done. I've only ever done 2 events in my convention career where I've not turned a profit.
Yeah.
And they were my first event and 1 year a Bristol con.
Okay.
Because I don't think the convention organisers of that con, and by the way, this particular con doesn't exist anymore, so I don't feel bad saying things against it. I don't think those the convention organisers knew what publicity meant.
Yes.
Because they really hadn't done any publicity whatsoever.
Yeah, I had
before the event, and it was literally, I sold decent amount of stuff to a decent percentage of the people that were there, but there were literally like, 15 people there at a time in the entire hall. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I tend to try and choose my events well, and go from there. And at the same time, it's choosing your product range well as well.
Yeah. So there are certain products that I don't bring to certain conventions because I know there won't be an interest.
Sorry, really quickly. We were talking about cats earlier on.
Yeah.
So the coffee table in front of me, I got my feet under the coffee table, and all of a sudden I was like, "Oh my goodness, what was that?" Oh, Etta's under the table and has decided to eat my feet.
Oh wow.
So yeah, we have Etta eating my feet. Oh dear. Go away, Ken. No, fine, okay. No, she wants to eat my slippers. It's fine. But yeah, I mean, I'm at a slight disadvantage because I don't do commissions at conventions, and it's one thing that I've never done. Especially because I tend to predominantly work digitally nowadays. I mean, I can do all this, in traditional media, but I tend to not carry all the stuff around because I tend to have way too much stock to carry around anyway.
Yes.
And it's one of these things that I want to, at some point, get to doing con commissions, but I never seem to find the time.
It is a lot of time. Like I have to have 2 helpers with me to be able to do it because the moment I start the sketches, I think I'm booked up by about 10 a.m. on the Saturday. I'm booked up for the weekend, and then it's just I'm constantly drawing. Like I have booking slots, and then people arrive at those times, and then I draw them, and then they leave, and then it's the next person, and then I draw them, and it's like continuous. I can't do anything else at a convention. That's literally my job. So I have to have, I understand what you mean by not having the time, because that's if I don't have my helpers with me, then I don't do sketches. It's like well, it's one or the other.
I mean, that's why I don't do it really, because I'm not a London-based artist, or I'm not in the South-based artist. So when it comes to most of the London cons, and that is most of the big cons in the country. I mean, we do have some big ones further up north, but most of them are London-centric. Yeah. I'm driving for 4.5, 5 hours to be able to just get down to the hotel.
Oh God.
And because of the big mantra that I always play to people at new convention goers in terms of artists is one of the most important things is always cost control.
Yeah.
I never, so for a Saturday Sunday convention, I will stay in somewhere hotel wise on the Friday and the Saturday night, but I won't have the Sunday night in a hotel, because that's an extra night in the hotel that I don't necessarily need. I'll pack up straight into my car from the convention on Sunday and then drive that 4.5, 5 hours back up north. So I've got to be very careful the amount of stuff I bring with me. Yeah,
and also how tired you let yourself get.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm not always the latest out on a Saturday night either. Yeah. Because while that networking is very important, so is sleep.
So is sleep. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'd love to stay back for the parties, but I'm literally in pain by the end of the day. So I'm like, I need to go home.
Yeah. It swings and roundabouts sometimes. It really is. You know, you benefit from that.
It is the most fun thing in the world, though.
Well, sorry?
It is the most fun thing in the world, though, the conventions.
Oh, hell yeah. I adore conventions. It's so much fun. We were talking about the fact that, you know, artists get that crippling self-doubt at times, and I think almost if you don't get that crippling self-doubt, then I think it's an important thing for an artist to have that crippling self-doubt, because if you don't have that crippling self-doubt to at least a little degree, then you're never going to get better. But I think I get that every time that people come to my stand, especially people that return to my table. And I get a lot of return visitors now. I'm very ridiculously lucky to have a wonderful group of fans that come back to see me con after con after con, and it's really weird to wrap my head around that people want to come back and see me. But the people that do come back and see you time and time again, God, you get so much energy out of that.
Yeah.
And
yeah, so much.
It's one of these things that where at the start I remembered everybody's name and I would talk to them all by name and everything like that. It's gotten to the point where there's so many of them that come back now, I literally can't. And if you come back to my table time and time again and I don't say your name, it is because I don't remember it, but that is because I literally see, over the course of the weekend, I will see a few thousand people.
Oh yeah,
and
easily.
There are literally a few hundred people at least that I will see that are that are regulars that come back time after time.
Yeah.
And I don't not love you, but I'm really terrible with memory. and I can't remember several hundred names. I'm really sorry, I can't. I still now and again, when I'm being an idiot, call my sisters by the wrong names, and I've only got 2 of them. But that sheer boost that you get from speaking to people at conventions like that is amazing.
Yeah, I think I live off of the convention high for the rest of the year, because before the convention I'll feel miserable and I'm like, oh, everything's going wrong, like I don't know what I'm doing, and then I'm at the convention and everyone's so energetic and hyper and happy, and then I come home and I'm like, I can do anything.
Phenomenal cosmic power!
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of works like that.
So do you have a favourite convention, and do you have a best moment at a convention?
I have several favourite conventions, because my favourite conventions kind of work in categories.
Okay.
So for the sheer number of people and the sheer number of kind of return fans and things like that, MCM's always going to be one of my favourites.
Yeah.
Just because, just because of the sheer number of return people, and that's very much exactly my crowd.
Yeah. Yeah, mine too.
So that's my favourite like that. In terms
Have
of
you been to Hyper Japan?
Well, I've never been to Hyper Japan. I'm never sure if it's one of the ones that keep meaning to do it.
Hyper Japan is very similar to MCM, but a lot more relaxed. But it's like very similar crowd. I do really well.
I might give that a go at some point.
Yeah.
I'm always up for new conventions. I'm what they call an addict. But I was definitely try that one at some point now.
And then, do you have a favourite moment at a convention?
Favourite moment? Well, I'll just quickly mention my other kind of favourite con.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
My other favourite con, because I can't not mention it, is it's Thought Bubble. So Thought Bubble is a convention that isn't actually a convention. It's an arts festival that has a convention at the end of it. So it runs from government arts funding. They do a lot of work throughout the week with like local libraries and things like that, and they do generally just a lot of good work. And then at the end of it, there's a 2-day convention at the Royal Armouries in Leeds, which is just awesome because Royal Armouries.
and that's at the end of the year in November, and it just tends to be the wonderful kind of see all your friends at the end of a year convention.
Yeah.
And as a friend, in terms of a friendly convention, that's my favourite. And
I really
for
need
best
to get
moment,
there.
crikey.
I really need to get to Thought Bubble. I wasn't accepted. Me,
Oh no!
sad.
Oh, you've got to get to Thought Bubble. It's a
I know.
wonderful convention. It really is. It's. I'll say it now. It's not a money convention.
Yeah.
I think it's even one of my least earners. But I think I'd make a loss and go. You know.
Yeah.
It's that much fun. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I need to get there at some point.
Yeah, and as I say, as for favourite moment, I'm not sure I get that many wonderful moments because I get favourite moments with friends, with artists and stuff.
Yeah.
Especially on the drinks afterwards. I was quite amused at the favourite moment last year where I got set on fire.
So what actually happened at this? Because I only heard that you were set on fire, and I don't know what happened.
Okay, so have you ever had? I'm gonna have to do a bit of backstory on this.
Okay.
Have you ever had that moment where you've been sat at a convention table and you've got some really excited person in front of you trying to tell you about their favourite anime that you've never ever heard of?
Yeah.
And you're just smiling and nodding, and that enthusiasm that they have is wonderful, but you have not a clue what they're on about.
You have no idea what they're saying. Yeah.
You're trying to be nice and continue the conversation, and you love really excited people like that, but you've not a clue. So because a lot of us in the convention space have this this feeling, what we decided to kind of do was invent an imaginary anime that only exists in our minds. So there's an anime and manga and card game called Card Clash.
Card Clash.
That exists in our mind.
Brilliant.
And essentially in our heads it's a Yu-Gi-Oh style anime because it's got a card game behind it and it exists to sell this card game that we've completely made up. And the general rule is it's kind of like Mornington Crescent, and if you don't know about Mornington Crescent then Google it and read the wiki article because it's hilarious and amazing. In the fact that it's a made up game, but part of the game is not admitting that it's a made up game.
Yeah.
So you've got to talk about it as if it's real. And the general rule is if you're talking about it to somebody that knows about it, just don't contradict anybody, just go with it.
Yeah, you have to accept everything.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So it's like, Emily and I at the convention might talk about, oh, did you see the new series that came out last week? It's a short OVA series that's going to lead up to the movie next year. Oh yeah, I remember that. They've got the Panda Wars coming into that, aren't they? Yeah, they are. Oh, I got a pre-release of the official soundtrack of that, and it just goes on and on like that.
What do you think of the new voice actor for Sasuke? Like, he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And leading on from that, I decided to go one step further, and I actually designed the card backs for this fictional game, and I got 400 sketch cards printed up.
400?
400, yes, 400. And I then started handing them round to artists in the various artist alleys and whatnot at conventions.
Such as myself.
Yeah, you've done 2 amazing ones. Bloody love the chicken ones that you did. They're fantastic. And I have around 200 completed Card Clash cards now.
It's so good.
And in terms of rules and stuff, I basically told people that just to imagine card games like Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon and Magic the Gathering and stuff like that, and even to the level of like Flux and card games like that, and then just make up your own rules.
Yeah.
And as long as it looks like a decent card, then yeah, enjoy it. It's fine by us. And then we decided in the pub after a convention, it was after an MCM actually, I think.
Yeah, it was.
To have a game, because I had 200 cards on me. So we were in the Novotel bar, and we dished out all the cards. We decided that the rules of the night were going to be you've got to discard all the cards in your hand to win, but you've got to kind of roughly play by the rules that were on the cards, even though none of them made any sense.
Yep.
And at the time, we were going to do it, and Jeff, a guy that does a comic called Killer Bunny, he played a card that was basically, everybody have a break, 5-minute break in play. So he said, right, okay, I'm playing this because I need a cig. I need to go out for a cigarette. Which I'll not use because we're now essentially on an American podcast. I'm not going to.
We can't use the word. Yeah.
I'm not going to use the British colloquialism for.
We can't say that
because we can't say that because that's.
Come on, you can say you're going out for a fag. We all know what you mean.
No, it's even worse because we've got some slang in here for can I borrow a would be oh mate can I bum a fag from you? It's just it makes perfect sense here, which is can I borrow a cigarette? But
all we would do is just hand you a bundle of sticks out here because we'd be confused.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. So anyway, Jeff says, "Oh, I'm going up for a cig. Matt, do you want to smoke?" And because I was a bit drunk at the time, I replied with, "Oh no, I only smoke when I'm on fire."
What?
And because
That's not a logical response. That makes no sense.
yeah, well, it's like, no, I don't want to smoke. I only smoke when I'm on fire.
Yeah, a pun.
See,
Right.
it does kind of make sense. I mean, it's not funny, but I was drunk, so I thought it was. And because Jeff was also a bit drunk and had his lighter in his hand, he said, "Huh, all right then," lit his lighter and waved it in my general direction. And it turns out the arm of the really cool French Connection cardigan that I was wearing is really, really bloody flammable. And my arm essentially went woof and kind of went into a big ball of flames. And then instantly I had about 8 or 9 UK comic artists hitting my arm really hard. So I wasn't too singed because it was put out pretty quickly, but bloody hell did I have a bruised arm afterwards.
Because the entire UK scene was trying to help you.
Yeah, everybody was trying to help at once by hitting me.
How to play Car Clash, there you go. I think everyone in chat should design a Car Clash card.
Actually, everybody in chat now needs to open a new tab in their browser of choice, which, if it's Internet Explorer, you're wrong, but, you know, whatever. Open up a new tab and go to cardclash.tumblr.com. And the first 100 Card Clash cards are up there already.
Yeah. I'm going there now.
It's amazing full.
Cardclash.tumblr.com?
Yep.
Wait, let me mute my microphone while I type.
I want to see if mine on there.
Because this is what it sounds like when I don't mute it. Listen.
It's like the most evilest keyboard.
Hello, neighbors. Oh, yes. This actually looks like a lot of fun. Me and my friends invented. Well, I didn't invent it. I just played around once. It was a friend and his friend invented Ultimate Chess Gammon, which I guess there's similar things as Chess Gammon, but in their version of Ultimate Chess Gammon, you pretty much we were pretty much bored at a coffee shop and they had a chess board and then they also had a backgammon board and then we just mixed the pieces together. But the idea of the game is every time a person does a move they make up, the next move you have to do somehow escalates the situation.
Okay.
And so he would just like move a piece on one space, then I would put a piece on its side, and then he would like rotate the board around 180 degrees, and then eventually it like got to the point where we're like we had like a crowd of 15 people there like watching and cheering, and then like we had like coffee mugs like in a circle around us on the floor, and we're like spinning on our knees, and then next moment someone's running outside to get a guy to come in and throw like a handful of dice at the wall, and it just got
Oh god.
and then the final move was he ran to the corner store next door. I didn't know what was going on, and then spelled out fat on my windshield and ice cream sandwiches, and I was just like, whoa, we have a winner. That was a good game.
That's ridiculous.
I just love random stuff like that. I'm actually planning to try and make a commercial version of Card Clash so that people can actually buy it and play it.
That'd be ridiculous.
You really should. Not like all the other things work. McGuffin Muffin.
Oh yeah.
Mine are the chickens. There's corrupt chicken and baby chicken, if you can find them.
There's only the first 100 that I scanned up there so far.
I found corrupt chicken on there. I haven't seen baby chicken though.
See, I like this made-up game more than the ones... The only other game we ever made up was you just stand at a certain distance from your friend and you just lob a water bottle at their balls, and either it hits them or it doesn't. And the only reason I even consider that a game is because we came back a couple days later and some younger dudes that were there watching us were playing it when we arrived. Like at the comic shop, like whoa, apparently this is a game now.
That's not a game. So essentially that went through generations.
Yeah, it traveled a generation in like 3 days. Things move really fast out here.
Mine are card 40 and card 41.
Yeah, the numbers are usually quite ridiculously random, because to number a lot of the cards, I purposely just kind of like put a hash for a number and then just mashed my hand on the number key. There are a few though that have got particular numbers, so yours have got sequential numbers on purpose.
Yep.
I like T-Rex arms. Only use one card. You only have
brilliant.
tiny arms.
Somebody drew a card which was kind of like, you know, Matt Damon in Team America World Police? She's just Matt Damon. Well, essentially, somebody drew a Matt Dyson card.
Oh, nice.
So whenever you've got to put it down and just go, Matt Dyson! I think that's up there. And it's card number Matt Dyson.
Oh, wow.
And the description is Matt Dyson.
Oh my lord. Wait a minute.
Do you have to think
I'm actually
of
kind of done with my picture.
Oh, yeah? Wait, let me have a look.
Yeah. I think that's a nice spot to leave it.
Oh, it's cute. It reminds me of like a snowy, like, Inuit Eskimo type scene.
Yeah. I might export this out and so that people can see it in non-fuzzy vision.
Well, you finished like an hour early, just so you know.
Oh no, I completely know that.
So feel free to draw random adorable animals, which is what I did last week when I finished early.
I totally might do that. That's fine.
Is there a thing where you can like just blend things?
Yeah, the
You know,
blend tool.
you have like that thing where you have that feathery effect and you kind of want to blend it together.
Yeah,
Is
the
there
blend
just like
tool.
there's just a nice old blend tool? Let's go find
Blend
that.
tool. The blend tool
It's not-
does the blending.
That's not the same as the smudge tool, is it?
So if you hold on it and have a look, I think it is the smudge tool. Wait.
Maybe it is. Let me try. Let's try the old smudge tool out and see what happens.
So if you go into the
No,
options
it's not
of
that
the
one.
go into the
Okay.
options of the smudge tool, like the properties.
There's a properties for it.
Yeah, you need to look at brush properties. You might need to click view and then find it. I'm just watching your screen. Like tool properties or something. Is it there? I just realised I'm like looking round to see it on my screen, which means that my face is like right up in the camera.
Whoops. Brush properties.
Because if you can find that, then you can put scattering on, and then it works a billion times better.
And this is for the smudge thing.
For the smudge tool, yeah.
Wait, maybe this does something. Ah, this looks like it's a thing that should do stuff.
Or you could do something different. You could save it as a Photoshop file.
Yeah.
Open it in Manga Studio and use the blend tool in Manga Studio, because the blend tool in Manga Studio is really good.
Yeah, it is.
Wait, you said you put it on splatter brush tool presets?
Scattering.
Oh, scattering.
So you need to open up the tool settings, like the preferences and stuff. It'll open a new window.
Oh God, I don't know where that is. See, this is why digital
Save
is
it.
fun.
Save it as a Photoshop file.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you got it saved, open it in Manga Studio. Manga Studio should be able to open Photoshop files.
All right, just a minute. Let me unshare my screen. Frickin' digital.
I'm letting my ink dry. What am I doing? No.
Yes, Untitled 1's a great name for the file. Yeah, sure, maximize compatibility.
Do all the things.
Do all things.
The things with the stuff and the what's-my-jigs.
All right, Manga Studio. Can I just drag it in?
I don't know.
Looks like it. Woo!
Just make sure that it's got all its layers and everything.
That's all
Okay,
one,
chat. I have just posted my finished image in the Reddit Gets Drawn thread and in the podcast thread in the Artist Lounge.
Nice.
If you want to have a gander at my ridiculousness.
Okay, I'm in Manga Studio now.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
does it have? Can you still see all your layers on the right?
Yeah, it's just one layer.
Oh, you're only working on one layer anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you go over to the left, you should see the blend tool. Like it's right at the bottom on the left.
What does it look like? Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got it.
Yeah.
Click on that and then play around with the settings on that and try it out. You might find that way better. That's actually like my preferred blending tool ever, like on any system.
Meta Baron said the mixer brush in Photoshop rules, Mike. Trust me on that one.
Mixer brush?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll try that too. I'm down for exciting adventures. All right, let's see. Well, let's try the blend tools first, and then I will share my Manga Studio screen as I fumble around. Oh crap!
What?
I just forgot to load the picture so I can see it somewhere. Here we go. You know, like what tool you use to blend when you're painting traditionally? You just move the brush on the paint.
You do.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. You just move the brush. You don't need to move it to I don't need to re-stretch it on new stretcher bars, you know? It's nice and chill. I heard a cat.
That was my cat. Sorry, that was Etta.
All right. Let's go with this.
Actually, no, I know what that sound is. Etta, where are you? Oh, yeah, that's definitely that sound. That's the I've caught a worm sound.
What?
Etta catches worms, not mice.
Okay.
I'll be back in 2 minutes. I just need to throw this worm out. Hold on.
Okay.
Back in 2 minutes.
So, this is interesting. So once I save it in Manga Studio, right?
Yeah.
Then I can just put it back in Photoshop. Does it save as a PSD in here too?
When you do File Save As,
Yeah.
from the drop-down menu, choose Manga Studio.
And then the Manga Studio file can open in Photoshop?
Yep. No, save it as a Photoshop, sorry. There's a PSD file that you can save it as.
Oh, okay. Well, this is a nice blend tool. Look at that. It's all smeary, just how I wanted it, but nice and smooth smeary. It's a smooth smear.
You're a smooth man.
Is there a pigeon somewhere close to me or in my life, or is that in someone else's life?
What, a pigeon? What are you on about?
Yeah. There's pigeons that hang out on the building next door, and I swear to God they're trying to break into my apartment. They want in. They'll bump against the window, and then I'll go in the kitchen and be like, what the hell was that? And look, and they'll just both be standing at the window staring at me. They're up to something.
I was chatting to my friend Scott last night, right? and he was driving us, and
Yeah.
he was talking about how this bird dive-bombed his car while he was driving. It legit just flew and turned towards the car and went straight into the wing mirror.
I totally believe it, man. Birds.
She's sad now because I threw a worm out.
Aww.
You give like the cat like a little squeaky worm or something to play with. Maybe that will. Maybe that will appease.
Same as real worms, they don't wriggle back.
Weirdo cat.
I tried to show my friends a song where I saw this dude live, and he had a song he wrote about his cat, and I thought it was funny, and I want to show friends, and nobody cared because
Oh.
Like, I mean, come on, it's awkward when someone's like, hey, check out this song, and you're like, I don't care about the things you're into, but you don't know how to tell the person, Like, that's life. They're just excited and in the moment, and that's where I was. I don't blame them. Anytime someone's like, hey, Mike, you want to hear some music? It's like, I guess so, yeah. What music do you listen to,
Or when you message me and you're like, here's my entire Spotify list, and I'm like, I don't have Spotify, goodbye.
Yeah, seriously, what's that about? You go with the program. I ain't making these 5.5-hour mixtapes for for people to really enjoy. So if anyone wants a 5.5-hour mixtape of old school boogie, two-step, soul, modern funk, and post-punk jams, just hit me up, and I'll send you that playlist. If you're like,
I don't know what half of those words means.
You would if you heard it. That stuff gets pretty funky.
I'm playing a game called Persona 3 at the moment, and it has the funkiest soundtrack. It's the best thing. It's a really strange game. You have to, by night, you climb a sort of like battle tower thing, and by day, you're in a school trying to build social links with people, and your social links affect how good the stats are on your creatures. It's really cool.
Oh wait, I think my friend was playing that game. It had some really weird bosses that were teenagers, weird insecurities and stuff.
Yeah, and you have to shoot yourself in the head to summon your monsters. Yeah. It's a game. It has literally the weirdest anime opening ever to a game, but it has an amazing soundtrack. It's worth it just for the soundtrack. Are you guys playing any games at the moment?
I started Mass Effect, but I haven't really played anything since.
Oh, okay.
Tried Euro Truck Simulator. Won't lie. Kind of enjoyed it. Kind of excited for American Truck Simulator.
I am addicted to a game at the moment.
Yeah, what's that?
Cities Skylines.
Yeah, dude.
That looked fun.
I am so addicted to that game, it is untrue. I mean, I need some sort of actual therapy. I am not addicted to the game. At work, there are actually times now where I'm on the phone and I'm doodling intersections.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's intervention levels of get out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's eating your life away.
That's an issue right there.
That game looks awesome though.
It's a world good game. I convinced my boyfriend to get it, and I was like, "You will love this game." And he was playing it, and he was like, "Oh, it's pretty hard." And he's like, "Oh, do you want to have a go?" And I was like, "Oh no, I never play any of these games. I'll be rubbish." He comes back, and I've got the most ridiculous city you've ever seen. I'm like, "Look at it."
Yeah, my city of Upper Poopville is brilliant.
Upper Poopville.
Yeah, because I'm cool, remember?
Absolutely.
Blur. What's this just do? Oh, look at that. That's a fun one. See, Photoshop, I just wanted you to make things a little blurry for me. I don't know if I like blurry though.
I like if you hover over where it says what does it say? Intensity of blur, right? You see to the right that there's two symbols.
So what?
You know where it says intensity of blur?
There's where on the right? There's a lot of things everywhere.
On the left, on the left.
On the left. Intensity. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you see the 2 buttons to the right.
Yeah.
Click on the far right one.
Fixed?
Yep, click that. Now play around. That's my favourite.
What's it
and
doing?
then you can change the power of it with the other settings on there. Like the size and stuff. You can change the brush size as well a bit. That's my favourite one. I use that literally every day.
This is interesting. I'm really just like playing around. I never used any of this stuff before.
Yeah.
See what
I think
does.
that's what like a lot of digital is all about. It's about playing and discovering what you enjoy without it having to cost money, you know? Like if you want to experiment in real life with like real equipment and everything, it costs an amount of money.
It gets a little expensive. Traditional art is a little expensive. There are ways around that, though. There are things you can do. It's kind of like with traditional art. It's kind of like it's like shopping at like a Costco kind of thing. Like if you go bulk, you can save money, but you gotta really go balls to the wall there to make it worth it in the beginning. It can be a little intimidating.
If you want to experiment, though, it's not really the perfect thing. You're just like, no, I've got to spend out so much money, and then I might not like it.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this thing. I don't really care much for my piece so far, but that's okay. Just playing around. I don't know how you guys make this stuff happen fast with this.
Oh, it's just practice, really, and like knowing where everything is.
That can't be it.
What?
When I started doing digitally first, I was slower rather than faster.
Yeah, same.
But now I'm just so much faster.
I'm so used to picking up a different brush, like physically grabbing another brush.
Yeah.
So what ends up happening is I never switch my brush when I'm working digitally because I'm just not, I'm thinking of the buttons, so I'm never like making that connection in my head like you need to switch brushes right now or you need to change the size of your brush. And if you don't know the hotkeys, it's like a constant, I hate how this looks now that I saw it on a thumbnail, but it's like a constant reminder of like, it's like, oh, you're in the zone. Just kidding. No, you're not. Oh, hey. Oh, you're feeling pretty good. Hey, now you have to hunt for a menu. Oh, this is going pretty well. Oh, you better go to Google. Like you just can't. It like will not let you get into the zone until you do all the memorization.
Yeah, until you do it.
Frustrating part of digital.
It's not just that. I think a lot of good can be said for setting up your buttons and stuff properly. Especially if you're working on...
and it's not conducive to being left-handed, by the way.
Mm.
Which I can also say, when you're left-handed and then you're doing hotkeys and you have to like switch your keyboard.
You don't have to. The keyboard maybe. I was going to say the Intuos tablets you can flip around.
Yeah, and it'll work just fine. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fine. I got that going for the hotkeys. But with like my keyboard like hotkeys for Photoshop, it's like, what's the difference between Photoshop Big Document and Photoshop Document?
No idea. I just do Photoshop Document.
All right.
Yeah.
Replace it? Yeah, sure. Who cares?
Oh, Meta Baron loved Persona 3. Such a good game.
Is this the file? Yeah, that looks like the file. Let's see what happens when I throw it back into this. Oh, I still have the other one going on there. That's kind of weird. Let's just get rid of it. Who cares? Throw this in there. Yuck. All right.
You can try out that other tool, the mixer tool, or whatever.
No, I'm gonna go back in. I hate all the blending I just did, so I'm gonna go back in with a pen or just a round brush. Just kick it old school for a minute. I feel like I haven't made progress in the drawing for at least 45 minutes. That's kind of how this feels at the moment.
I just realised my computer's going to run out of batteries. No.
I hate how I hate how it does that. I hate how you have to switch the brush size or else it layers, and then if you don't layer, then the opacity's like hard, and then you have to. Oh God, I just hate the hunting. It's like I can't get in a groove.
You should be able to just like click like I think it's the brackets or something to increase and decrease the size.
Yeah,
of the
square
brush.
brackets is increase and decrease brush.
What do I want to do? My whole process is so jacked on this right now. I look at this thing and it's like I've never had something in Paint look like this. And it's one thing if I like it, but if I don't like how it looks, I have absolutely no strategy how to recover, you know?
That reminds me of that thing we were talking about earlier, when we were talking about using the materials that you're stuck with. I have a good one for that. So,
Oh, yeah?
I am literally, I think, the best artist on PowerPoint. PowerPoint was like my digital art tool for ages, and I did all of my digital art on PowerPoint, and I made animations, and I made video games on there, and it was ridiculous. Like, I made this animation on there about these two bunnies that like meet, and then they like run around together and stuff, and they go on a journey, and they meet a hedgehog, and I spent an entire year, every single form class that I had, I worked on it, and everyone would sit around and watch me like animating these little bunnies that I'd drawn in it. I can do literally anything in PowerPoint.
We need to see this.
That's awesome.
We need to see these in a future time.
Yeah, maybe I'll see if I can find them. My PowerPoint of choice is 2003.
Oh, get it in.
That's freaking awesome. That's the art spirit right there.
I made a Pokemon game once, and you could like it had 3 different routes. So it had 3 different, like, essentially 3 different presentations, and depending on which buttons you clicked, you went to different ones. So you could pick which Pokemon you wanted at the start. It was like choose your starter, and then you went into like battles, and you could go to like the Pokemon Center to heal your Pokemon, and then you went into random battles to fight, and then you could choose which attacks you wanted to use, and that would lower the other person down. But it was all done literally PowerPoint slides. Like every different iteration of what could happen was a different slide with like different animations on it.
Oh my god, it sounds like it'd take forever.
It wouldn't. I don't know. Like sometimes people ask me, how did you improve at a certain rate? And I'm like, because literally I had no life as a child.
Guys, Dylan Mann's finished his piece.
My mom had when I was a little kid. My mom had a typewriter, and I thought it looked really cool. And apparently, I made an entire typewriter out of paper.
What?
Like I constructed it out of paper because I wanted a typewriter and I didn't have one, so I tried to like make one out of paper, and I made I made little cylinder papers for buttons, and then I was making things out of paper. I'd make roller coasters because I was drawing roller coasters as kids. I always tried to make them out of paper too, and I was just like, "What happened to it?" And she was like, "I don't know." I was like, "It's your role as a mom to know where those things are forever." Lost forever. I have no idea what happened to it. But it's like, are you kidding? I would kill to have the paper typewriter I made when I was like 7 years old or something. I don't care how silly it looked.
You could probably enter that into the type. Or like for the turn of prize or something.
Paper typewriter. Just lie about my age. Write some ridiculous artist statement.
Oh, posted in thread, Demand Man.
Yeah, he's posted it now. It's quite cool actually. That's very good, guys.
Oh, I should probably screen share that. I'm in the zone. Yeah. Everything's going so well on this drawing right now that I must have been distracted. Let me see here.
I really like the swish stuff around the outside where you've done the veil.
Let me see. Stop screen sharing. Minimize the thingamajig.
Thingamaboop.
Look at another. Which thread did he post in? The redditgetsdrawn thread?
Both, I think.
It's in the art cloud, I think.
Ah, here it is. I found it in the thingamajig. Go. And screen share. There we are. Come on, man. I need to catch up now.
I'm just loading them.
Awesome. He just cranks it out. Just gets it
Yeah.
going. It's always so fun to look. Always so expressive.
Yeah, so much energy.
Mm-hmm.
I can't decide what I want to do with the face. Don't know. What more blues have I got? How many more blues can I add to this?
All of the blue.
All of the blue.
Abadi, abada, abada.
No.
Alright.
I'm coolest. I'm down with the kids.
Well, here's one. Here's another question for you guys. This is actually to both of you.
Uh-huh.
So, how much do you try to make sure? Do you try to think about how you present yourself online and offline to do with your art, like maybe to best sell stuff or to get across the right impression? What do you kind of think about, or do you think about that at all?
Presenting yourself when selling art?
Yeah, in like particular ways. Like for example, making sure that your table displays match up with your online presence, or just making sure that you always present yourself in a certain way to do with either looks or with how you talk to people and the words that you use and stuff like that. Like following netiquette and stuff like that. Do you guys think about that?
I very much do whenever I can, mainly because my target audience is, well, a lot of my target audience is on the younger end.
Yeah.
So I try and make sure I'm nice, I'm polite, things that I do in the public sense are family friendly. That's why I very early on in my con career I separated my my Facebook and my into a Facebook fan page and a very private Facebook.
Yeah.
So if you're my friend on Facebook, that's not the thing that most people see. That's ridiculously locked down to just my actual friends.
Cool.
Because
I feel lucky.
yes, be grateful, everybody. Because very early on, I started getting people trying to add me from cons. So I got a few, like people that I'd just met briefly at cons, just fans and stuff adding me on Facebook, which was fine to begin with, but increasingly gets to, I don't necessarily want to be putting family stuff on as posts where, just people that are interested in my art want to see. It's not that sort of a, it's not that sort of a page. So I kind of separated my life out quite a bit. And
I actually did the same thing, but more on like a safety level, because the people who I know at MCM are amazing, but several of them after the convention would then find me on Facebook and start adding me on there, and I realised pretty quickly that could get dangerous if maybe the wrong kind of person added me on there.
Definitely.
So just like, I am happy to talk to you in all of these particular settings, that kind of thing.
Well, the thing that actually shocked me into doing it initially was I'd done a halfway house initially of I'd set my profile to private. You couldn't search for it on Facebook. You couldn't search for it in results and things like that. It wouldn't show up, and I tested it and it all worked. And then the next con, I still got 3 or 4 people adding me. I don't know how those people found me. I tested it. I couldn't find myself if I was looking, and I knew what I was looking for. So it freaked me out a little bit.
Yeah.
And Chloe was hilariously amused because some of these people were female people that had been flirting with me at the convention, which amuses amuses the hell out of Chloe when we go to conventions. I don't even notice half the time. Because I'm what's commonly known as an oblivious bloke.
Right.
But yeah, that started to freak me out a little bit when it was getting to the point where they were adding me and they shouldn't be able to add me.
Yes.
So that's when I went on for the full separation.
Yeah.
But since then, it's been all right. But in all the public spaces where I know people can see, people that are interested in the art can see, I do my damnedest to be, the sort of person that I would expect, like, to the same level of how a children's TV presenter would be careful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In terms of, I'm very aware that I've got an audience out there that might be of a younger age, so I'm going to be careful of how I present myself.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
So yeah, that's how I tend to do. I had, what was it now? You were saying about, just quickly going back to one thing that you were saying before. You were saying about PowerPoint.
Yep.
And how you were the best artist in the world at PowerPoint. I am the best artist in the world at something else.
Yeah.
So back in the day, there was a right. If those of you who play MMOs, there was an MMO called Star Wars Galaxies.
Okay.
And seeing as we're on Star Wars Day, this is quite appropriate to share this.
Indeed.
Star Wars Galaxies was a Star Wars MMO back in the day, and they had a system where you could make player housing. So you could have your own house on Star Wars Galaxies, which was amazing.
Oh, nice.
You could decorate that house and do all sorts of things. It was really, really cool. And then there was a certain amount of furniture that you could build in game as well. And if you were like there's an architect profession that you could be to make this furniture to sell to people, and you could arrange that in your house. And I decided that I'd be an architect in game. It was quite fun. And but it got to the level that I'd actually gotten a lot of people used all the furniture that was in the game, but arranging it in non-standard ways, so you could move it around in the 3D space.
Okay.
You could clip other pieces of furniture into other pieces of furniture.
Okay.
So me and a few other people kind of got together and designed certain like themed buildings with a lot of furniture. So we'd figured out that, well, this is a lamp, but if you clip it into the ceiling in this way, it can kind of make it look like a steel bar that's coming down. And if you do a few of them and put this particular base on that should be a table, but if you turn it around like this, it doesn't look like a table, you can make what looks to be like a cage. And if you arrange these sofas around in a certain position, you can make like what looks like a front counter of a shop. And
nice.
We would spend literally hours arranging stuff.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was really synthetic but fun. Yeah, we did a lot of that. So I was the best at furniture art in Star Wars Galaxies, which is a very niche market, but hey.
It is a niche market.
Yeah. Okay.
Does Photoshop have a square edge brush that doesn't suck?
No.
Doesn't seem to. I can't find a single brush that's like a solid square edge that doesn't have a bunch of patterned, shitty-looking bristles or a bulbousy round tip or a fanny effect or a weird angle. Does it have just a flat square brush?
I think this is why a lot of people download their brushes.
Yeah, even when I was using Photoshop, I was a download brush person.
I've even downloaded some just to like play around, and it's like, and then if it's not a square edge, it has like a pastel-y effect that looks. It's like, God, just make a square brush. Oh, let me see here. Let's see what this one looks like. This is probably as close as it's gonna get. Okay, fair enough. We'll deal with this one. Make do with what we. Oh my God, it angles. Oh. So I have to hold the stylus straight up and then.
I think there's a way to clip that so that it doesn't move, but I don't know how.
I've never ripped an Intuos tablet in half, but this is so making me want to try for the first time. Let's see here. Maybe. I don't know how you guys can stand this.
Well, I don't use them. I hate them.
Nope, I don't
hate
anymore.
those brushes. I absolutely despise. I don't touch them. I'm a Manga Studio person.
It just, I mean, the thing is I'm not experienced enough to be able to blame the program. You know what I mean? This is just the stress of being a beginner at something. It's like when you go golf for the first time, and you're like, maybe people enjoy this. It's horrible for the environment, but maybe it's fun. And then you play, and you're just like, I'm on hole 6, and we're playing 18, and I would like to leave the course, but there's no way I can do that without being rude to my friends. And so you're
My
just
boyfriend
stuck.
really likes golf.
Oh,
I think I've got a handicap of about 14,000.
I used to golf, and I'd go with my dad, and it's like, it was kind of like, I think I wanted to like it, and then just like one day I just didn't golf anymore, and I realized, well, I don't miss this. I don't miss it at all. So it's like, I guess I never really liked it very much. Going to a driving range was kind of fun, but...
What about mini golf, or I think you guys call it crazy golf?
No, it's called miniature golf out here, too.
Oh, okay,
Mini golf's
cool.
kind of funny.
We call it crazy golf, Sarah. It's the other way around.
See, I've never heard anyone say crazy golf unless it's said on TV, so I assumed it was an American thing.
Crazy golf's a more appropriate name for it, really, because it's wacky and crazy, you know. I went to there's one in San Francisco. It's like, but it was like a hipstery mini golf, so it was all indoors, and it had the most elaborate, ridiculous. What's the name of the contraptions where they do a complicated thing to do a simple task?
Rube Goldberg machines.
Yeah, they're all crazy like Rube Goldberg machines, and but it was also a bar.
Oh yeah, you're speaking to me. You really are there.
Yeah. If you ever find yourself in San Francisco, we'll go hit that place up. That was a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
A bar environment is perfect for crazy golf. Okay, I think this brush is starting to feel a little better. I won't need to rip my tablet in half. That's a relief.
You're getting there.
It's the only way I could have felt better, I think. And I actually got rid of my punching bag in my studio recently, too.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, I am done with this phase in my life. And here I am now trying to learn to digital draw, and I'm like, I need a punching bag in my house.
So you're trying to no longer shout at your artwork now?
Well, you know, just trying to be like, no, it's cool. Because when I fail in a drawing, it's a much like, I wish it was just like, oh, I wish I got the drawing right. But it's grown to this point with age where it's a much more complicated psychological failure. Like where it's like, I don't just, like, for example, when I was failing at this drawing, and currently in it, it wasn't just oh man, that sucks. It's the first thing I thought of is, well, all right, that's okay. You didn't get the drawing done tonight. It's like, you can't draw tomorrow because you got to have that meeting after work. And then you can draw Wednesday, but Wednesday's the one night a week you just kind of go out and try to relax. So either you draw or you go out and relax. But if you don't do it that way, you can try again Thursday, maybe, but you can't do it Saturday because you work Saturday because you're in between 2 6-day weeks. And you're going to be too tired tomorrow because the message from your boss earlier was asking you to come in early to work, so you got to go to sleep early. And so this is what my head does, is when can I try again? And it's always way too far away. So it's kind of that thing where it's just like, it's hard. Like, I don't know what to do. It's a lot of psychological stress because it's
too much pressure.
It's a lot of pressure, but I can't escape it because I have my time to draw dwindles, and then I can't. I don't know. Like, I don't know how to have time to do it without.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's getting bad. I gotta figure something out. I gotta like stretch or whatever people do to feel better about that kind of stuff. Maybe I can stretch my life into a more art convenience.
If you
Like, you know, if I bend over and if I reach far enough to touch my toes, I won't have to work as many hours, and I can have more time for art. You know.
Sounds reasonable.
Is that how it works?
I think it is.
But I mean that's the thing though, is it like I can't be the only one that has this happen. I mean, it compounds. Does it feel like that for you guys? Like when you fail, does the fail feel much larger than the art? Like it feels like your whole life is just in this delay and you can't get out of this rut every time you fail?
Yeah, sometimes.
All right,
See,
good to know I'm not alone here.
yeah, I mean, I don't have that, but art's my full-time job, so I have the opposite issue. I don't have time to draw, or when's the next time I could draw. I have the issue of there's so much time and I'm not utilizing it correctly. That's my issue. My issue is like, how can I make this work properly? But sometimes I wake up and I go to draw and I draw all day and I hate all of it. Like every single bit of it I despise, and I'm like, oh well, I tried. It's like I couldn't do any more than try. But another day, I might be like running off my feet, and then I start doing a sketch, and I'm like, oh my god, this is really good. I'm in the zone immediately. Oh my god, stop everything else I'm drawing. So it's not.
It'd be like imagine if you failed on a drawing today and you can't try again until Sunday.
See, like I don't think I could live like that. I genuinely don't think I could live like that. I think I'd have to give up, like, whatever it was that was stopping me, even if that meant I had to live in a box, and I could only draw on cardboard that I attached to walls, and I was like, look, it's pretty. Like,
I'm at that point now. Like, I don't have, like, I turn down other job opportunities because I'm just like, no, I'm going to just let myself get laid off, and then, I don't know, I don't have a plan, but I can't do it. You know, and I don't know what's gonna happen because I don't have really like a backup, you know. So it's like, well, we'll just see what happens, I guess.
Wing it.
Hey guys, I did a thing for you.
Huh?
Did you?
Look at the thing that I've done for you.
Look at it! I love it!
Oh my god, that is awesome.
Look at it. Look at the thing.
I love it. It's so cute.
That is adorable. Please send that file to me. You have no idea. See, you just pulled me out of a funk. Sometimes I'll drag things into a very dark place, and we need things like this to pull out of the mic funk.
Yeah, can we have you every week?
Well, that makes me feel better.
Oh, I'm glad you like that.
Mike is a freaking bummer.
No, it's just that's so cute.
I know, that thing is amazing.
Right,
I need to have that drawing. I need that file. I need that to be the background of my computer.
Right,
yeah, send it to.
I'll clean it up a little bit.
Yeah, send it to my Facebook, or maybe put it on the. You could put it on the Artist Lounge thread, actually.
Yeah, throw it in there. This brush seems to be working okay. I don't really care much for the chalky, pastel-y look of it, but at least I like the shape of it. Putting on some alright layers.
For reference photos, I went to your last podcast and just screen caps.
Nice.
What's the best hacky mistake you guys have ever had? So where you've gone to do something and it's gone wrong, and then you're actually like, I prefer that better.
I have to think about that for a second.
I think everything I do is kind of a hacky mistake.
Aww.
I have one where I have had a lot more often than that. Ones that I didn't care much for the mistake, but it seemed to connect to other people.
Okay.
I had a painting that I did of the desert, and since I'm red-green colorblind, I thought I was painting something gray, and that affects my blues and purples and whatnot, and it turned out I painted this whole area with an aqua color I couldn't see, and so everyone thought I was painting the bay, and they were like, that's just like so subtle and beautiful. They're like the kind of aqua color you have in there, and I was like, the what now? You know, and people ended up really liking it, and then that's happened more than once actually, and because of the color blindness. Then another time people thought I was adding some kind of weird J.J. Abrams lens flare effect, but really it was a part I was just trying to fix, but I couldn't see that the colors that I matched didn't match. Yeah, so it tends to, and then that's interesting because then that makes me like, well, start thinking about and reconsidering like, oh, okay, well, like, what does that mean? You know, how can I use that? How can I start taking that into consideration,
Yeah.
which has been fun. How about yourself?
Oh god, I don't know. I got like so enthralled in that story that I didn't think of anything. Whenever you talk about the fact that you're colorblind, like I always forget, and I'm just like, that must be so weird. Like obviously it's normal for you, but being an artist and being colorblind, that's so strange to me. Like, it makes me wonder what decisions you make that are different than someone who like different people who have different color visions. Do they make different decisions? I find that intriguing.
I don't know. I find it's, for the most part, it really just gets frustrating when you need to match a color. That's when it's the absolute worst, because it's not like it's not a thing where it just feels consistent. Like, oh, if I just, even if the color I see is wrong, if I match that, it will be right. It doesn't work like that. It's the color you look at will kind of neutralize. You'll see some kind of red, and it will neutralize, and you won't be able to tell if it's red or green. Like, you just can't make up your mind. It's almost like looking at one of those clear cubes, and you see it go either way. So you can't.
Or like the dress.
Yeah, like the dress. Like, that is how you felt right there can be exactly what it's like sometimes to match a subtle color when you're colorblind.
Okay.
And so it can be, so you could be completely wrong, and then people will look at it and go like, what the hell did you do? Oh, that's cool. Why'd you do that? And you didn't know that it was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, it's not that bad. Fortunately, I have, like, mine's pretty, it's not too severe or anything, so it's manageable. Interesting. What's this thing do? Yeah. How about you, though, Matt? Do you like hit like a big flub on something, but then it kind of leads in a new avenue that goes various wonderful places?
I don't know really. I guess I have little instances of that in things like filter decisions or certain layer effects and stuff that work better than others, but not nothing big really. I kind of get into a funk of I know what I'm doing, so I just kind of plow through it a lot of the time. Especially because I've got such a busy day job at the moment that when I am sitting down to do the art, it's either at the weekends or on evenings, so I tend to have to plow through a lot of it sometimes.
Yeah. I think the biggest one for me, where I had a lot of happy mistakes that I just kept in, was probably making the Chronicles of Geyser, because I was under such a tight time constraint, but there were so many things I'd never done before that I just had to wing it, and then if anything went wrong, I just had to figure out how to fix it, like how to get around that and make it look better.
Yeah.
So I think that was probably the biggest one.
I have a common question I've been meaning to ask, and it's going to sound so basic and almost silly, but I love the... Okay, so what size paper do you draw the comic on?
Me.
Yeah,
to me?
Either. I mean, anybody can answer, because this is something... I remember one time I was like, I'm going to draw a comic, and you never think about those first hurdles, and the first hurdle that happened to me was, do I do it on a larger sheet of paper so I have more room for detail, or do I do it on a small sheet of paper that's easier to scan?
Ideally, yes.
Larger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is larger? And then how do you scan?
Well,
I know these sound very basic, but these are hurdles.
If you don't have a big enough scanner, you book with a place that has a scanner, and you pay them to just scan the whole thing for you.
I've scanned in sections and stitched together before.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was that?
What DPI do you scan then?
I somewhere between 600 and 800.
All right.
Because I do a lot of cleaning up of line art in Photoshop and stuff when I do that. But I've not done that for a long while because I'm 100% digital nowadays.
I work at A4, and then it's shown. It's not actually A5. It's a manga format. It's not A5, but it's very similar to A5. So that one, it hides mistakes, because then when it goes down, you can't see stuff that went wrong. Two, it means that I can get in more detail, so it looks more impressive when it's shrunk down. But because it's A4, that means that I can scan it myself, and I've got a really nice scanner. I think my scanner might do A3 now. I'm not sure. I need to check. But most artists that I've seen that do like fully traditional, they tend to work bigger than A4. So they tend to work A3. I've seen, so that they can get like really big landscapes drawn in, like cityscapes and stuff like that. You can do it really well with a bigger format. But I quite like working at A4 format. That's where I feel happiest. Especially considering I like doing a lot of detail. So doing the bigger pieces, it just adds more time. And when you've got such a time-constraining thing like a comic, it's just, I don't have that. Like, I don't have that luxury of time.
Yeah. It's funny because it's the little steps, you know. Those are the ones that, why is this thing being stupid? I'm the one making the mistakes in the program. I shouldn't really blame the software. But it's the little things. So I've never made a comic. I made a 1-page comic once that was like joking about a cliche I saw in comics, and Scott McCloud made fun of me, and that's a true story. That's a true story that really happened.
I met him the other week.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
He's a really nice guy.
Except when he made fun of my comic. It's like, hey, Scott McCloud, I just drove 400 miles to sit in a room with literally 10 other people to hear you lecture. Thanks. But dude owes me an apology. But he doesn't. He might a little bit. I think it's a funny story. But yeah, and that's the thing, is it's sometimes the hardest thing to do that can be distracting is those first little things, and that transcends to all sorts of genres and mediums.
Yeah.
You know, lots of times I won't work on a painting not because the idea of the painting is stressing me out, but it's I don't feel like stretching a canvas, you know, and that will stop me. And that's and that could be like really, that could be a tough little hurdle, just those little first things.
I find that happens a lot with me with painting. Like, I have all the equipment to do paintings, but I don't do them because there's so much effort to sort out and get ready and then work on. It's like, I could just do that on digital stuff. Like,
yeah. With painting, a big step is when you can actually, when you're in a situation when you can finally, like, that's not a good one. When you can leave everything. Like, having the studio helps so much because I can just leave everything out. So when I'm done, it's just there. I leave it all there, and then I just go home. And when I come back, it's all still sitting out. And that's a huge help. That's why I always kind of think it's really worth investing. Like, if you want to be a painter, like, you gotta like make that investment for the studio or make it work. You know, like get rid of the gym membership or whatever you got to do. But if you want to work that with traditional material, like having a place where you can leave your art supplies out and not have to clean up every single time makes a huge difference. Just massive. I mean, do you guys, when you have your setups for, well, I guess, Matt, you said you work mostly digitally, so that's not as much of an issue, but do you have like a setup that you have to kind of leave everything the way it is, like how it is, or are you particular about your things when you start?
I've got, when I do physical stuff, I've got essentially one set of pencil cases that are set up with the pens that I use in a specific way, that are in the bag, so I know I can just literally pop the lids off, put them in a row, and then I'm good to start working. Because everything that I could want or need is there. Digitally, it's similar. It's
it's much easier to leave it set up properly because it's all digital and it's there when it's sorted. But if all my buttons on my Wacom and stuff aren't set up in the right way with my shortcut keys for making brushes larger and smaller, things like that, then I throw a hissy.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, this is kind of your finished wallpaper. What do you think?
I love it.
What?
Here we go. I'll make some noise so it puts it on the screen. Noise, noise, noise. Noise,
No, it's alright.
da-da-da.
Oh, we can
It's
see
alright, we
it.
can click on
That's
it.
awesome.
I love that so much.
That is so adorable. Yeah, please post that in the Artist Lounge threads.
I
Yeah.
will do. I'm
Yeah.
going to save it out to like ridiculous resolution, and then you can do with it what you like.
That is, thank you so much. That is
Yeah,
so
thank you.
freaking awesome. That makes me so happy.
Yeah.
That's gonna be like a phone background. That's gonna be all sorts of things.
It's 7,500 by 4,500 pixels, so.
Oh wow.
Wonderful.
And then to answer your question, Mike, so I have an area that I leave. So you said about the pens and pencils. Matt
Yeah.
knows my pens. Matt knows my pen arrangements if I show them on screen. So I have all my pro markers in colour order, and this is actually the limited edition set. So I've got this one all together in one, and then I have them all in like the rainbow colours in order, and then I have 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th box, and then it's got some in the back for like depending on which colours they are. So I think this greens. This is the neon colours. So I've got the neon colours in the back there. So I've got all of my pens like that, so I can keep a hold of them. And then I have an art desk, which it has a light table in it. So on the left-hand side of that, I have my my scanner, and I have this easel that I've got here. And on the easel, I actually have a big blackboard that's got like a list of all of the things that need to be completed, what stage of completion they're in. So for example, it will say client has paid deposit, or completed but full payment not received, or something like that. So I'll have all of that, like commissions on the left hand side, and then personal projects on the right hand side, and then major events at the top, so like MCM in so many days. Or like 30 pages left of TCOG 3 or something like that. I'll have that at the top. Then in the middle, I have my pens at the back so that I can pick them out really quickly, and I have either my setup for recording videos there with 2 light sources on either, one light source on the left, one light source on the right, the microphone, the computer, tablet, and sketching stuff. So I have all that in the middle. Or if I'm working on a project, I'll have the easel out and have the painting up sat there, or the big picture sat up there, and then what I need with it around it. And I have all of my dip pen ink stuff is already set up and ready to go there with like mats to put down so I don't damage everything. And then on the right-hand side of it, I have like more businessy type stuff. So I have an area for like the stuff that I know needs to be ready for a convention that's really important, like the money stuff, things like that. Then downstairs, I have another art table where I have everything gets put there to like be set up for conventions. So I have 3 shelving things along the wall, and they each have like stock for books, stock for like chopper chops, like all of my stock is on there, and all of my businessy stuff and display stuff and everything, like the pull-up banners, all of that lot, they're all on there, business cards, all that lot. Then on the desk, I can use that area for recording. If someone's upstairs using the room, I can record downstairs. So I literally just transfer the 2 between which desk is the easiest to use. And then the rest is left clear for packaging, so I can package books and prints and stuff during the week. And under the desk is all of like the actual packaging material. So I've got the two different areas, and they're for like two different kind of things. So I've got the creative area where I'm making everything, and then I have the kind of businessy convention area. So then I can leave those two, and I don't have to touch them, and then I just go to them and use them when I want to, and then I can walk away.
That's a good idea to kind of have the business section put aside.
Yeah, and I have like curtains over like all the businessy stuff, so I don't have to think about it 24/7. Like I can just shut it away and walk away and just go over to the creative area and just enjoy the creative bit, and then go back to it when I need to think about like money and stuff like that.
Such a good way of doing it. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm trying to set up my new studio at the moment in the house because we moved house at the end of last year. Because Chloe and I bought our first house. Yay!
Yay!
As such, I now have a studio in my house because we have a spare room. We have one more room than we ever used to have.
Brilliant.
Because we're in a 3-bedroom house now, so we've got a spare room and our bedroom, and now a room which is my studio. So I'm in the process of getting that properly sorted. But it is going to be that is the area for all my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll have to pester you guys again at some point, and if I do, I will broadcast from my studio and I can show you. Because it's a really nice area, and lots of pop figures on the wall as well. I'm a little addicted to pop figures.
You into them?
At IKEA you can get little thin record shelves, which are like white little record shelves, and I have a load of them on the wall just to have pop figures standing on.
Oh God.
I get a pop figure, a new one every convention.
Nice. What's the last one you got?
I actually got 3 last con, just because it was the con that I went for the Cats thing, Cats and CVA thing, and we had such a good day, and I had a bit of spare money, so I got Baymax from Big Hero 6, which
I haven't
is amazing.
seen that yet.
See it! It's amazing. It's really, really good. What else did I get? I got Carl from Up, the old man from Up.
Oh yeah.
And what was the third one that I got? I can't remember now. Can't remember what the third one was. I've got about 20 of them, I think.
Very cool.
I'm a little addicted.
I can't afford to be addicted to anything anymore. my biggest addiction. Yeah, my biggest addiction is like the pens, and then video games. That's all I can afford right now.
Yeah, I get all my video games and stuff from like Steam sales, so
yeah.
Yeah, that's me too. I've been trying to like throw out addictions. Huh?
You've got a ridiculous amount of video games.
Yeah, I mean, well, all a Steam sale really takes is just you need to hit that perfect time in your life when you're like, yeah, things aren't really working out, and then like, whoa, everything's on sale. Oh no! And then they know. They just know. They know when to time it. They know when to time it. When you have the most self-doubt and you're like, you know what? I don't have many games. I should have every game. And then
every game that exists.
Yeah, it's just bad. Well, their sales used to actually be kind of.
What is that sound?
I was wondering if that was from me.
Oh, that sound was my fridge freezer.
Okay.
I've got a big, really posh American fridge freezer. It's one of the extravagances we got when we moved got the house. And it's got an ice maker in it.
Oh, nice.
So it was just making a fresh lot of ice because I have some ice in my thing here that I got earlier.
Very good.
Matt, how do you juggle the art schedule with the job schedule? It's something I struggle with. It's something many artists struggle with. What's your secret?
I don't know if I have a secret.
God damn you! There must be a secret. It can be summed up in one sentence.
I've been bumbling along for a long time, and it seemed to work so far. Nice. I try and keep them kind of separate if I possibly can. Whenever I can. I'm open with the fact that I'm an artist and I do these cons and stuff when I'm at work, and
and I'll talk to people about it at work if they talk to me about it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I try and keep it a little separate if possible.
Yeah.
It was more difficult in my old job. I'm in my current job. I've been in my current job about 18 months now, and everybody's really lovely about it. And I've got stuff up on the walls and stuff by my desk and things like that. And it's really cool. In previous jobs I've had, it's been a bit more difficult because there's not from everybody, only from certain people, but there's been areas that I've worked in where it's been a case of, oh, you do something in your personal life that's not this, therefore that must be affecting your job and your ability to do it.
Oh God.
And so I had to kind of essentially almost ignore the fact that that side of my life existed when I was at work, and that kind of made it miserable. But luckily I'm in a really good job at the moment. I really love the people I work with, and they're fantastic, and they understand that, you know, when I'm at work, my job comes first. Because I'm actually in a really lucky position where I genuinely love what I do as a day job as well. That's whereas I do adore being an artist, I'm a computer techie as my day job, and I'm essentially a professional nerd. and I'm a part-time I'm a part-time nerd in my spare time as well. So and I enjoy what I do. I support a lot of really nice people, and I get to see a lot of people from day to day as well, which is brilliant, and I really do enjoy that job. So I think it helps because people do see, hopefully, that when I'm at work, as I say, you know, work is the number one thing, and I might talk about you know, the art stuff from time to time, but I don't let it affect my work. But yeah, I think the juggling side of things is more, I mean, when I've got stuff to do art-wise, I'll just try and get to it as and when I can, and I don't always get the time. And I do end up a lot of the time piling a lot of work up towards the back end of getting ready for a convention. So I'll be, you know, manically doing stuff that week and having late nights and stuff. But you know, sometimes it's easier than that. Sometimes I'm ready an entire week before a convention. I think I've just bumbled along more than anything else.
Do you think that?
Sorry, go on.
Do you think that because you've got a job that you really like, that you still keep up the energy that you then need to use in your art?
Yeah, it definitely helps. I mean, there was a time with my old job before I moved to my current one where I'd properly not drawn anything. I mean, beyond the odd sketch, there was a point where I'd not drawn anything for about 6 months.
Yeah.
Because I got to the point where I was properly depressed.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody apart from a few people close to me, like Chloe and a few people, had really realised quite how depressed I'd got. And I'd gotten to the point where I'd applied for the job that I'm now in, but I'd gotten to the point where I'd made the decision that if I hadn't have gotten the job, that I think I'd have quit anyway.
Yeah.
Because it was making me it was making me ill.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's not a mindset that you want to be in.
Yeah, it's not really.
I'd have found something else to do, but I was going insane slowly. Actually, not very slowly in the end. And it just kills the art because you've got to be in the proper frame of mind to do it properly. And I did the odd bit that I needed to do if there was something that I needed to get ready for a convention, but it's stuff that you won't find on my table anymore because I hate the artwork. Because it came from a place that I wasn't good in, if you know what I mean.
I have exactly the same thing, If I've created an art piece where it was at a stage in life where I was not a happy person, then it's not something that I want to see again, because I can see where it was fueled from, and I can see it reminding me of that, and it's like, oh god, no.
Yeah. So, yeah, that sort of thing, really. But as I say, I think I've kind of, more through luck than management, managed to sort the way of doing it so far.
By the way, if you guys could hear sneezing, I apologise. The cat is like sneezing constantly.
I think I'm just starting to feel this piece out.
Really?
Yeah. Just starting to kind of like find some brushes that feel good. The problem is every time I switch brushes, there's like 9 others in the selection that look similar, and then I can't find the one that I liked before.
Oh, it's easier. I think you can rename them. That's what I do. So
I think I can like remove them from my little drop-down list, so I can get rid of all the ones I don't like. I gotta take the time to do that.
Oh yeah, it takes effort, doesn't it? Why is the cat still sneezing? What the hell?
Do you see the panel? The colour palette that I've got in the bottom left on my window there.
Yeah.
My personal favourite colour palette. I found it. Somebody on DeviantArt puts it out for anyone to use. It's all the Copic marker colours.
Oh,
Really?
awesome!
It's basically the full set of all 358 Copic colours.
That's so cool.
Can you put a link of that in the artist lounge?
I certainly will. I'll go find that now for you. Hold on.
That's because I use Copic markers all the time. That would be so useful.
Yep.
That is awesome.
Is that Manga Studio only, or does that go over into Photoshop as well?
I think there are some Photoshop ones as well, because I'm pretty sure I had them when I was using Photoshop.
Nice.
I freaking love that Artist Lounge podcast drawing you made. That makes me happy.
It's in the thread now as well.
Oh, awesome.
Demand Man says that he likes yours, Mike.
I appreciate it, my man. I'm hoping, with a little extra work, that this will be one that will not just get deleted. I'm not sure yet. I'm feeling it out. I'm treating this all like I'm just figuring it out. I didn't go into doing the digital thing with expectations of locking down the great masterpiece. I'm just trying to get comfortable with it a little. It's getting there. It still just has that. That's the thing when you're learning digital. Every medium kind of has like a cliche beginner look, and digital's is that like transparenty look where there's all the little lines, but then all the coloring and fill-ins all sloppy, transparent layers.
Mm-hmm.
And it just like that's totally what mine looks like to me. And I just look at it. It's just gross. But that's okay. I'll figure it out one day.
You're just playing though, and yeah, you're like.
I always sound like so negative, like that. I just like hate making art. It's funny, and I don't. I enjoy it.
It's funny because I don't like making art.
You what?
It's funny because I don't like making art.
No, there was a joke. I remember my studio. I remember one of my studio mates was talking to a friend, and there was someone, and he just told me this later, and they were just like, they looked at the art in my studio. I don't know if it was like when I had like a bunch of stuff kind of smashed everywhere or something. And he said he was just kind of like, I don't know if I ever see Mike looking like he's having fun when he's making art. I don't know. I put pressure on myself. I should be better about that, but. It's not, but it's not. I don't know. Whatever.
You should come to a convention.
Oh, you really should.
The conventions sound like way more fun than.
They really are. They're so much fun.
It can be kind of like an experience like this where you get together with some good friends, and there's also alcohol involved for all of us.
Yep.
I
remember one time.
I'll go out to a convention out there. I'll go out to Europe. I need to go there again, and I'll go during the time there's a convention.
Convention.
When's that?
Every
May and October.
That's May and October.
Yeah.
The end of May and the end of October.
Okay, that makes more sense. I'll drag some people out there. I'll drag Art Broken and Tim.
I was going to say, Sarah, it's the bank holiday weekends, but that's going to mean nothing to Mike, is it?
Yeah, no, they'll have no idea.
It's just
it's bank holiday today.
It is.
That's why.
Kind of have holidays all the
yesterday,
time, don't they?
Oh yeah, because it's not actually today anymore, is it?
No. Yeah, you guys in America are in the past now. We're in the future.
We are.
I was in when I was in London. I was I don't remember where I was, but But I was walking around, and a bunch of people were protesting, and I got all excited, like, whoa, I'm watching shit go down. What's going on? I'm watching history, getting all excited. And then they were protesting a bingo tax, and I was like, that's such a boring protest to witness.
Where was that? That was in the UK.
Yeah, that was in London. It was, I think it was by Parliament, maybe.
They're always protesting over there, though. Like, there's an area where you're supposed to protest and stuff.
Oh, you see, I didn't know that. I thought I was going to witness history, and it was a bingo. I witnessed bingo history, so that was cool.
Maybe, kind of.
I just got excited because I saw a spot that was in so many skate videos I used to watch back in the 90s, and I walk in and there that spot was, and I just got so giddy. I was with my girlfriend then, and she was just like, just let me have that moment. Like, it's by where the big, I've already told this story. Sarah, you got mad at me because I called it a Ferris wheel, the big wheel thing. The London Eye, yeah, it had a name, and you got mad because I called it a Ferris wheel.
Oh, come on, Sarah, it is a Ferris wheel.
It's totally a Ferris wheel.
Don't back him up.
It's that brick spot that all the
That's
skaters
because you're from up north.
It's a very expensive Ferris wheel, but it is a Ferris wheel.
Yeah, it's very
What do
much.
you think of that? The new one they did for the Olympics.
Oh, that weird sculpture that looks
That
like somebody
weird-
smoking crack designed it.
Yeah.
It's the biggest expensive embarrassment I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
You guys have an ugly
actually-
sculpture up there?
It's, oh my god, it's an issue, right? But I'm actually like super annoyed by the shard because it looks identical to the spire in my books. And I designed and did the spire before the shard became a thing. And it's even got the same broken top and everything. And it irritates the life out of me because then everyone's like, oh, it's set in London then. I'm like, no!
That is not fun.
I feel like I should sue the London.
I don't think that lawsuit would go very far.
No, I don't think so either. I've kind of made it so that she looks like she's underwater, like she's made of water. Made it all glowy and stuff.
I'll probably get the color eventually. Might throw some kind of monochromatic thing on here. I just have to remember to separate the layer at that point. I've been working in one layer this whole time. But I heard that's good, like when you're learning, right? You're supposed to like try to work in fewer layers so you can just focus on kind of the brushes in the technique.
Yeah.
I hope. I don't know. I think I read that somewhere. I don't know if it's true.
I think I've read that somewhere as well. I'm gonna say we'll go for like maybe another. What do you want? How long do you want to stay on for? I'm thinking half an hour being max. What do you think? Because it's now almost 4:20 in the morning.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's up to you guys. I mean, it doesn't matter to me, obviously. So.
I'm thinking 4:45. We finish up.
4:45 deal.
Done.
In which case, I'm going to ask the chat room what they want me to draw in a ridiculously cute style next.
Yeah.
So, chat room, have a think. Give me some suggestions. What do you want me to draw in a ridiculously cute style?
God, I haven't looked at the chat room in a long time. Oh, what's going on over there?
They were complimenting my video game collection, so thank you.
Okay, I gotta jump into the RGD thread and show some art here.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, I put a link in the same comment in the Artist Lounge thread that I put the image in. There's a link to the colour palettes for Copic for both Photoshop and for Manga Studio.
Sweet, thank you.
Because I'm just
That's
good
awesome.
you guys like that.
You're just
Seriously,
wonderful.
thank you so much for that. Gadriel has a piece finished. Look, is that my phone?
I don't know.
I'm here for a second. Let's
Yep.
have a read. A really gross but cute alien. Oh, we can do that. Yeah, I think we can do that. This is what 4:20 in the morning looks like in the UK, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, there was one week where I just slowly turned the camera around to reveal that the sun had come up.
Lord.
It's me chugging tea.
That is a true Brit.
Oh yes.
I am not a true Brit. I am a broken Brit.
She's a pretend Brit.
I am.
Right, let's go back to my studio for a minute. Ba-doom. Right. That's the image off. Right, so really gross but cute alien. Okay.
Not like that.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to quickly top up my cup of tea first. So I shall be away for a few minutes.
Okay.
Second, guys.
Looking at Gadaraels. I hope I'm...
Oh wow, look at that.
Gadarael. Looking at their piece right now. This be a color pencil on toned paper. Well
I
done.
like that. That's really cool.
Yeah. My evil keyboard.
Keyboard of Doom.
You joke. I'm gonna show up at one of your guys' conventions, and I'm just gonna have you're like, what's in the backpack? And I'm just gonna pull out my keyboard, not attached to anything, and I'll be like, push the buttons.
Push the button. Liam Nelson could be a pretender.
I love that. Like, I don't know. Love having everyone. We all follow along, share artwork together. Let's go back and make sure I'm not missing. Looks like there's a lot of posts in here. Let's see what we got.
I really love this podcast. This is our 10th episode, and I really love it.
Yeah, me too. It makes my Mondays my favorite day.
Did you
I
hear
know
that?
there's usually a point around 2 hours in where my brain gets pretty dark, but that's just because, like, you know, my emotional level kind of rides the roller coaster of how the art piece is going. So it starts off a little bit of doubt, then it goes well for a while, and then something just takes a turn for the worse. And then, like, pretty much the way I'm talking about life and art and responding is exactly coordinating to what my head is doing as I am working on a drawing every time.
That makes me
so it's a
worry
nifty
about
ride.
you.
Well, you know, whatever. It's fine. No big deal. No big deal.
Oh god. Oh.
What's wrong?
The easel moved.
Oh.
It's not meant to do that. Why is it moving? Easel, what are you doing? There we go.
I think in like 5 more digital paintings, I can find a process I'm happy with. I think I can do it in 5.
That's pretty good. That's
I think
pretty
5,
optimistic.
I can find some legs in it.
5 what now? Sorry.
I think in 5 more digital paintings, I can like find some kind of ground, some footing to get working.
Oh, cool.
I think it'll
It
take
took me-
5.
It took me so long to get used to digital.
Everything feels so. I feel like I'm just holding transparencies, and I'm just drawing on transparencies and laying them on top of each other. Like I don't feel like anything touches, and that's the part that's like really difficult for me.
Well, what you could do is turn the opacity up to full, and make it so that it's pressure sensitive to your tablet, so that it only goes. The opacity only goes down if you press lighter.
Oh, that's how I have
might
it right now.
fit- Oh, okay. Never mind. Ignore me then.
that's the. Oh, it's just everything. It just.
Oh no! I touched my face whilst I was drawing and got makeup on the piece. Whoa! There's an
Just
issue
girl
you guys
things.
have to deal with. Yeah, exactly. Maybe I'll put that to like Troll X or something. We need a Troll Artist Lounge.
You should go on there and invite the trolls to the watch the podcast and join in on the fun.
Can you hear that cat sneezing?
Yeah, I did hear that one. Sounded kind of like a cartoon cat sneezing. I think your cat's a cartoon.
I think. Which cat is it, for God's sake?
Oh yeah, let's just make this, I don't know, like round.
Oh, it's Cosmo. He's just sneezing. He's just sitting under a curtain sneezing. Like a weird cat.
Touch really lightly. Barely touch the thingamajig. Don't touch the thing with the pattern.
I want someone on the video recording of this on YouTube to go back and count how many sneezes there are from the cat.
Let's see. Balls.
Demand Man says, Monday nights are a big night for me now. Wife thinks it's crazy, but I like it.
Yay! Here's where's the party. Party's up.
Whoop whoop! Monday nights.
Balls.
Balls. We'll end with this one here. Just go there. Just a nice, big, fat, whoops. And a little emoticon with the tongue sticking out.
Oh my god, what are you doing?
There we go. Whoops. And then we go to File. And then we exit. And do we save? No. And it's gone.
Did you just get rid of it?
Yep. Ah, that felt great. Woo!
After all that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy, that felt good.
You got rid
Woo!
of it, dude.
Woo! Oh, man. I wish there was, like, a little app you could do where it could, like, you could, like, tear it in pieces. That has nothing to do with the artist's vision of the photograph and the model's participation and vision in the photograph. It was a very lovely photograph, and I felt that the art did not live up to the strength of the photograph. And now it's gone.
Very diplomatically put, but it was still cool.
Yeah.
It happens. I mean, I have the little file here that was saved from the Manga Studio, but that's going in the recycling bin too. That happens. That's the thing though, it's what, what a lot of people on there don't see, and it could be even discouraging for beginners is, even at the point I'm at now, when I work traditionally, I still throw away so many pieces of art. It's ridiculous. It's like I have a garbage full of torn up pieces of paper of like art, Like if you look, like here's a drawing. See, there was a drawing right there, like that torn up paper. Happens all. I just found a piece of a drawing. Look, check this out. I found a piece of a part of a nose and some glasses, like behind my thing where I tore up a drawing and threw it at the wall.
Oh my god.
And it's funny because if you look at just this little piece, it really looks like I was onto something, but it was I think this was the one that we were working on, and I liked how it looked, and then I tried to add markers to it after the podcast. That was this one, and then the what's hard about it is because the people, like if they're watching and it's their photo, they can get really excited, but and then they're like, oh no, you got rid of it. Like, yeah, sorry.
Didn't someone ask you to buy it as well?
Yeah, that has happened.
But you'd already ripped it up.
Yeah. I never said I was a good businessman. Though I am a business owner. Oh wait, we got a Tim drawing. Hold on a second. I think I'm better at showing and dealing with other people's art than my own. Tim has suggested what we can do is he said this is a drawing. He says I should just say that I was doing this drawing at the same time, and that way I can try to save cred to have a drawing.
I love Tim's work.
Yeah, it's so good. I can't get him to post to RGD or anything though. That's just not his style. He'll always be the mystery man.
Alright, I think I'm
Really
done.
nice.
So I'm gonna put it straight onto the camera. Yes, so that you can see. There we go. There's mine. All done.
Awesome. I'm gonna switch screens and look at it.
Oh, lovely. That's beautiful, honey.
Oh,
markers?
thank you.
What markers do you use?
Pro markers. These guys. Doo-doo-doo. They're Letraset. I love them so much.
Real smooth. Really smooth.
Thank you. And then the white is a Sakura white gel pen. Just like one of these little guys.
Oh
Jelly
yeah, I love
balls.
those. Yeah, I love those things.
Okay. Chat, have you got any last questions? Oh, thank you, Subliminal Cucumber. Subliminal Cucumber said, "That's sick, Sarah."
Nice.
Right, in that case, if we're getting to that sort of a point, I'm going to see if I can speed draw this finished.
Awesome.
See how fast I can speed draw.
Oh, Liam Nelson's doing a Car Clash card.
Yay! Brilliant. God love Car Clash.
And thank you, Stephen Williams. Stephen says, "Amazing job, guys." I think that's the photographer.
Oh, brilliant. I'm glad he's enjoyed it.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
These guys do this every week,
Every single Monday.
which is
And
awesome.
usually it's a role reversal. Usually I'm working traditionally and Sarah is working digitally.
Yeah. I actually enjoyed working traditionally. I got really nervous because obviously with the markers I can't take anything back. And I got really scared doing these like darker areas in the middle because I really liked how it looked when the face was just white and it just had a tiny bit of shading. I was like, what if I ruin it right now? But I'm actually happy with how it came out.
I'm glad you pushed for the contrast. You got to make them bold moves to make it work.
Yeah.
I could see myself one day enjoying working digital, maybe.
One day.
One day it'll get there. One day I'll get a groove. I'll find a feeling for it. I think it's like a lot of it is you just have to be like kind of inspired and stoked to do it. My relationship with digital art is still at a point where I feel like it's something I should do as opposed to something I really want to do, and I need to. And it's really hard to get excited to do it and learn about something. It's like when you have to write an essay in school about a subject it's not there, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like looking at everyone's digital art.
I was
Because
exactly
it's
the
like
same.
a show.
And it just looks like a thing that's cool to know, but I need to find the connection to my own work to where it's like, oh, I want to make this thing, and I haven't found it yet because I just need to learn more about it and study it more.
What made me start enjoying it was when I started seeing techniques that I wanted to capture that I couldn't capture in any other way. Like, I'd be like, I really want to know how to do that particular thing. So then I'd try really hard until I got it, and then I could use it however much I wanted, and then I realized, oh, I am actually enjoying that.
There's a book I recommend. It's a DC book. It's by a particular DC artist. And I'm gonna have to look it up and then get back to you, I think. But it's digitally working the DC way. It's a guy who's done work on like Robin and a few other things for DC.
Okay.
And so many really good tips for working digitally. It's unbelievable because it takes you through not only the fully digital process, but like some hybrid processes as well.
Okay, what book was that?
Let's see if I can quickly find it. Hold on a second. Let's just go to this.
Oh, Alison Hall says, it was so much fun to watch. I love everything you guys were doing. That was the model.
Yay!
Oh, Nanki's here. Hey, Nanki.
Hello, Nanki. Nanki swung by the opening, the last first Friday. It was awesome. Good times.
How did that go?
It was fun. It was cool, you know. I miss a lot of it if I'm not curating the show. If it's not a show I'm curating, one of the other managers is, I miss a lot because I'm all the way in the back in my studio. But in that case, you know, I was hanging out a bit, having fun. That went well. I don't have my camera because we had to take photos later, but I did, you know, there are some photos and whatnot that I can show people of it.
The DC Comics Guide to Digitally Drawing Comics, it's called.
Sounds thorough.
And it's quite good. I've just found it on Amazon.
I'm trying to remember what the one that I had was, because I've got one that really helped me with digital art. I just can't remember what it was called. It was a very similar name. It was like illustration for comics or something like that. I can't remember what it was.
Gotta find the on the artist lounge. Oh, maybe not on the artist lounge itself.
Demonland says the show's not over till Sarah points the camera at Sunshine.
I like that rule. Let's have a look-see at
I don't like that rule.
Liam Nerson's Clash card. Card Clash. I had it backwards. See, maybe need to get it right. Card Clash card.
Oh, it doesn't look no
1988. I have it here. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen.
Oh, sweet. Tell me when. I'm just quickly trying to get this to a point of completion.
Oh, look how cute it is.
There we go.
Oh, wow.
Adequate armor. That's so genius.
Trap. Instantaneous. Laugh maniacally, then take your opponent's shoes. Opponent takes 2 cards from graveyard.
That's amazing. I like that.
It just reminds me of every Skyrim mod. Like, I just love leather armor, and it covers next to nothing.
Yeah.
And then of course, oh, that's so that's hilarious.
That's really good.
Awesome.
Almost there with this fella.
It's alright. Just messing around with my setup here. See if I can get me and the picture in. I don't know if I can. There's so many pens on my table. Oh.
Can't believe you guys are finishing before sunlight. Amazing.
I know. There we go. I can get it in shot. Sweet.
Oh, see, that's a good way to have it set up in the end there. I should make a rig like that when I work traditionally. Or if digitally, I'd have to like crank the monitor around. Not in this case. Or could I? You know, I don't know. Who knows, right? I could just go in here and be like, wait.
Yeah, no,
Right.
come on, man.
Right, little bit of a speed draw there, but
Aww, I love it.
there we
It's
go.
so cute.
A nice, cute but horrifying alien. I hope that's all right for you guys.
Absolutely.
You're very cute.
Yay.
I should go and lighten. There we go. Make it look like actual daylight, even though it's not. Oh, there we go. I look like I'm in like a tiny little corner now because I've got a curtain behind me.
Right, yep, that's me. I will stop sharing my screen so I can come back to the world of the seeing you guys.
Welcome back. I like your shirt. I only just noticed.
Thank you very much.
Liam Nelson says, awesome alien.
Hey, cheers, man. Glad you like. Oh, I've got my cup of tea now, so I'm happy, man.
So I guess before we finish up, let's let everyone know what we've got coming up soon. Are you just like drinking from a wine bowl?
Yeah, this happened like an hour ago. This is when the blending wasn't going well. I was like, I actually just used my glass to put like the little cork thing of the wine in the glass, and I was like, I'm just
done.
I was like, you know what? Like I'm screen sharing. You know, no, I forgot that people would see me later, and so here I am now.
Just down in it. You're done.
Just down in it. It's just sad. It's getting good and groovy. But you know, it's like I'm excited to try more digital stuff. I mean, I want to get it down. There's things to learn. I think what I should maybe do is start by scanning some traditional work and then working on top of that, and just kind of. It's just everything feels layery. I think it's just going to take time just to get used to it.
Yeah,
it's completely getting used to it. It's only. I mean, it took me a long while to get it right in my head, to be honest.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's that. It's like when you learn a new medium, and there's always that moment where you're like, "Do I know how to make art? Like I thought I did, but I'm not sure at the moment. I could have sworn I knew how to draw things, but it really feels like I don't know how." Like,
I'm getting back into watercolors at the moment. I'm just horrific at it, but I'm getting there slowly. But slowly is the word.
That's the one paint like I never really use, and you know we had Art Broken on here who does a lot of watercolor work. You should watch that episode because he just kicks out this awesome watercolor piece like on the table next to me. And but he's got like, you know, it's interesting to watch his techniques and how he layers it because I'm not familiar with them. It's all like new stuff to me.
Yeah, I would watch that, but I might end up being so jealous I might die.
It's alright. It's like he'll do that thing where it's like, hey, I made a little piece last night, and then part of me's like, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Yeah,
like where you're jealous and excited at the same time, and like you're angry but stoked. You're like, God damn you, you're awesome! High five! High five harder! You know.
Yeah, I saw it evolving there, and I was just like, oh, why can't I do that? Peter87 says, Mike, if you need digital tips, give me a holler.
Oh, just PM me any tips you have ever.
Ever. At all times.
I'll take all of them. It's just the memorization. I think the hardest part about learning digital is just that memorization and the features, where I feel like with traditional it's kind of like just feeling the materials and how they work, and digital is just there's just so many features. You have to it's breaking apart your art process. So in a way it kind of helps. I think it's kind of like when you learn a foreign language, your grammar skills for your own language increase drastically because you have to pick apart language finally and figure out how it's all put together because you didn't grow up with it. And that's how digital feels to me, is like I'm picking apart the elements of the traditional materials I'm so accustomed to and learning how it goes. Yeah. And that's it feels weird. I mean, I know it's funny. I mean, I delete the piece, and it's like I feel bad for the ops when I delete it because I don't mean it as anything like that. I wanted them to have art, but it's like that thing where I know like sometimes with some things you just like some mistakes you can learn from, and some you gotta just like let the piece go so you don't like dwell on it. You can just move on to the next one. So. It's all right.
It's that good old. There's no such thing as a bad mistake, just a learning opportunity.
Exactly. Just submit more to RGD. Just hit me up in a just down the road, you know, whatever. Just like hey, Funisher, you're working on that piece doing digital for a podcast. Here's another photo, and I'll just make like a nice pen and ink drawing for you. I'll do some traditional thing. I'll make something nifty, you know. Just hit me up for it. I'll do it. I guarantee it.
I've just noticed looking at the images on the because I've got the chat over down here, but it's also got the video on it, and I've just noticed that when I'm not talking to the camera and making a good old effort to look at the camera, it looks like I'm looking and staring down at my crotch the entire time.
I've been staring at the computer.
Guys, it's my Cintiq. It's down here. I'm not staring at my crotch. Well, I am, but you guys happen to be there.
That's what they all say. That's what they all say. I forget. I have to look at the camera because I look at you guys over here. Camera's over there.
Yeah, that's because you guys are down here, so yeah.
I'm not an actor.
We're down in your trousers. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh!
I'm not making this any better, am I?
No. Do you want to just explain your glove? Because every week someone asks me about my gloves, but you've
Right.
got different ones, so.
So I've got a different one. This is by DokiWare, who they've only started selling them recently because they did a Kickstarter. So I'll take it off briefly. So it looks kind of like that. So it's similar to a lot of other ones. In fact, it's two-fingered glove. You've got these two fingers that are the kind of lycra material. So it's a very smooth experience for drawing over tablets with your hand kind of glides over the screen quite easily. Yet you've still got these two fingers and your thumb free for doing gestures on the screen. So I can do all the touch gestures on the screen normally with this. But also on this one, you've got this piece here. So I don't know if you can see the definition on the webcam, but this square around here is made of microfiber cloth. So as well as the normal being able to glide over quite easily, when my hand goes over the graphics tablet, I end up actually cleaning it as well. So if you ever get like little bits of dust and stuff on the screen, you can just go like that, and you've properly cleaned it off and cleaned it over, which is quite cool. Although we've got Mike there. Like, say hello, Mike. Say hello. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure you should go and embarrass Sarah as well. Well, there you go. There's Sarah. This is how we see the podcast, guys.
We'll see it live running.
It's quite amusing.
No delay.
Yeah, I find the glove helps, and also it's really weird. You know, we were saying earlier about getting into the proper frame of mind for drawing.
Mm-hmm.
You find that if you get to a point where, in order to start drawing, because I'm drawing on the tablet, first thing I do is I grab my glove and put my glove on. My brain's kind of got it now that put the glove on, it's drawing time.
Yeah, me too.
And you condition yourself to do that. So if I've got my glove on and a cup of tea in front of me, it's drawing time.
Yeah, I was speaking last week about the same thing because people were asking me why I have both gloves on for digital work, because there's no reason to have this glove on for digital work, only traditional. And I was just like, after wearing them over and over again every time I went to draw, it feels odd. Like it's like walking outside without a shirt on or something. It's like, this doesn't feel right. Like
it's kind of like your uniform at that point, isn't it? This is my drawing uniform. This is what I do.
Definitely.
And normally it's like Sarah will instantly figure this out. What's my one piece of clothing for my con uniform, guys? Normally I have my flat cap on, so...
Hey, the hat!
It's not just the hat, actually. I have 38 flat caps.
Excuse me?
What?
I have 38 different flat caps.
38?
Yes, 38. Yeah, currently. I mean, there'll be more shortly, I'm sure. They're all different. I have different ones for different outfits, and yeah.
So that's like the equivalent of your shoes, like for a lady with millions of shoes.
They're all in a drawer in a big chest of drawers in my bedroom. Yeah. When I go to a convention weekend, I tend to bring about 5 or 6 with me.
Oh, okay. That's crazy.
So yeah.
I'm now gonna pay super attention every time I see you as to which colour hat you're in on which day.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I mean, frequently I'll be wearing a different flat cap at different points of the day, and definitely a different flat cap on the actual convention day to drinking at night.
That's insane.
I'm from Yorkshire. It's genetic. It's me basically living up to the racial stereotype of somebody from Yorkshire.
Oh, brilliant.
I'm not doing anything to help the stereotypes whatsoever.
Do you drink Yorkshire tea, though?
Yorkshire tea, kind of, yes. We do have Yorkshire... Actually, do you want me to... no, I can't get out. I've got the biggest bag of Yorkshire tea at the moment. It's ridiculous.
Oh, no.
But mainly, I'm on an Earl Grey kick at the moment, so I'm drinking Earl Grey now, which is nice. Earl Grey black, hot, lovely.
The Picard drink, as I say.
The Picard drink. Because Patrick Stewart, who plays Picard's from around here, he's from Huddersfield. He's a Yorkshire lad. He's from Murfield, bless him. So yeah.
There's our anecdote for the day. I like how we started off with Star Wars and ended with Star Trek.
Yeah.
That seems perfect, really.
I constructed this for a Facebook post earlier on, so let's see if I can get it right, just to infuriate the greatest number of people. So, because it's Star Wars Day today, I'm going to give you a quote. As was said by the great Time Lord Buck Rogers when he stood aboard the bridge of the USS Aluminium Kestrel, "Live long and prosper, Harry. Live long and prosper."
Why would you do this? Why would you do these things? Like, what kind of monster are you? On that note, I think we should all let people know where they can find our stuff, and if we've got anything coming up soon, where to find us for that. So, Matt, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I have been the ridiculousness that is Matt, and I believe if I've set up this thing properly, down here is my website address, which is quite simply matthasawebsite.com.
It works.
It works. And you can see all my groovy stuff there, and that website will get changed, updated shortly. I'm working on that as well as a million other things. I'm always working on things, just come see. And also, if you go and follow the link on that page, you can get to my Facebook fan page, which is where I update a lot of stuff. I put that in all my... there's a link to that in all my posts on redditgetsdrawn as well, so I'm sure you can find it easily. I won't do any more blatant self-promotion now. I'll leave that to other people to do.
What's your social media for people who are only interested in, like, Twitter and Facebook?
That'll be at keozen, which is Keozen for Twitter, and my Facebook fan page again is facebook.com/Matt Dyson Comic Artist.
Brilliant. And is the next convention that we'll see you at MCM then?
It sure is, yeah. MCM in London at the end of this month, and then MCM Manchester not amazingly long after then. I think it's in June or July, I can never remember.
Yep, I'm going to be there too.
Yay, and I've got 2 tables at that one again.
Oh, brilliant. We can be like
Not
double
2
table buddies.
tables.
What about you, Mike? What's all your stuffs?
Okay, I got the Sean Pacheco shitty Smurf painting back. I'm just gonna pick it up and show it because the show's going on, so you guys should see it up close. Artist we show at FM in Oakland regularly. He's showing with Tom Bunk, who is one of the original artists of Garbage Pail Kids.
That's really cool.
So we have that going on. That's going all the way through June. We're open on Saturdays, so that's always happening. And my own art, I have art in Calistoga at Echo Gallery, and some art at Highwire Coffee in Berkeley. Someone had actually, I'd forgotten the last podcast. I had a brain fart and forgot what it was called because it used to be called Local 123, and then they changed names, and someone looked it up and it was able to correct that for me and figure out that was good. That felt nice. And then what else do I have going on? I think that's pretty much it right now. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. No, I think that's pretty much where it got my art. You know, you can catch me at MC Steffen for Instagram. And I'm building a new website. My old website was mcsteffen.com. The new one is Mike Steffen Studio. But the thing is, you know, do the Instagram because I update that more regularly, and it's kind of like, it's better. You know, it's like a regular contact thing. My old website I don't update as much, so catch me there. Hit me up as Funisher on Reddit if you have any questions or whatever. I don't care. You can hit me up for any reason. I just like chatting with people on there. You can hit me up and be like, Mike, check out this lasagna I made, and just take a photo of it, and I'll get stoked for you.
Oh my god, I'm going to do that every day now.
I don't care. I mean, yeah, I like getting messages and just seeing what they say, even if they're like kind of a bummer, and I have to like, you know, if I get a message and someone's angry, and I have to like argue with them over something. That's fine too.
Remember, guys, if there is a time of the day that you're not currently or having just messaged Mike, then you're not trying hard enough.
I'll tell friends sometimes, literally, like it's funny. I'll tell friends sometimes too. like if I'm talking to someone and then like, oh yeah, give me a call, and they're like, when should I call you? And I'm like, literally whenever you want. Like I don't care. I realized this weird thing about myself where someone could call me at like 4 in the morning and wake me up, and I won't be annoyed. Like I don't have trouble sleeping, so and I see that as a blessing. So I'm like, I can have a friend waking me up at 4 a.m. with a phone call, and I won't care. I'll just, hey, what's up? You know, like.
I honestly can't imagine what it would be like being up at 4 a.m. talking.
I know. Can you even?
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know. What would that be? That'd be weird, right?
Oh, wait.
Oh yeah, sweet 8:55 p.m.
Oh, go
or
away.
20:55. Isn't that how it's done everywhere else?
Yeah,
Like a number system that makes sense. You guys with your numbers that are based on standard measurements that never change. How dare you? Hey, is anyone interested in book clubbing? anyone want to book club a book? Because I want to read Dave Hickey's Pirates and Farmers, and I don't know if anyone wants to read this along, but if anyone wants to read art essays at the same time I do and discuss them, after of course you read all of Matt and Sarah's work first. As now I need to catch up on Matt's work as I have read Sarah's work, and it is worth reading and getting excited for the third book.
I will get you some links as to how to read it better.
Yes, send me information of how to read the work. I mean, you have already, but
structure is not great. It's being fixed, but not yet.
Wake me up and message me at 4 a.m. my time and be like, hey, thanks for that thing about the 4 a.m. message. Anyways, here's the books, and I'll be stoked. Be like, here's where you can find them, and I'll take advantage of that, and then find the books, buy things, and read them.
Before we hear from Sarah about her stuff and where you can find it, yes. I just want to say that we could be saying right now that our sponsors are Blue Yeti microphones. We could be saying that, but we're not quite saying that just yet. We will be saying that if you send us free stuff, send us free stuff, send us free stuff, send us free stuff. Just saying.
And listen, Pentel, I see you liking my drawings on Instagram. If you want to send me free stuff, I'd be more than happy to talk about how much I like using your products. And that goes with you, Micron. And that also goes with any local wine companies that want me to drink their wine.
If any Letraset guys are watching this, I do promo for stuff.
I will sell out for money.
Sell out for money.
For Wacom, if you could send me a working tablet, that'd be great.
She's already sent you guys money.
Yeah, you've got my money already. Yes, shilling and selling out. That'll be our new thing. Speaking of selling out, sort of. So my stuffs. Yay! So I set up a Twitch today for the first time. So the Twitch is the same as the YouTube, A Gamer Draws, because a lot of people who are like I would consider the core fan base of my manga, they all said that they love to see me play some video games. And I let them kind of like, I asked people what would you like me to play and stuff like that. We've had suggestions like Ori and the Blind Forest, Amnesia, Don't Starve Together, several requests for like a sort of let's build kind of thing for Minecraft. So I've had a lot of that. I'm going to do like a trial on the YouTube channel, but obviously there's two very different audiences that are watching this. So if you watch this and you hate seeing any of the gaming stuff show up, do tell me. Don't just like dislike or ignore. Let me know that you don't want to see it on the same channel, because I could make a separate channel and just put the gaming stuff on there. But I don't know how regular it's going to be. I did a test stream on Twitch and it went pretty well. I did like a Don't Starve Together and I opened it up to public so everyone could jump in and play with me. That went pretty well. Figured out a few like little issues here and there and got that sorted. It's been requested that I do a face cam, but that's relative to how much I can be bothered to do my makeup in advance.
I know that problem, Sarah.
Yeah, no, you know it too well. Like, you're choosing the hats, you don't know which one goes
It's
to
the
the
beard
budget.
grooming more than anything. It's like a topiary. It's just you've got to get it right.
So yeah, I mean, if people want the face cam, the one that's been requested is Amnesia. I've never played Amnesia, don't know anything about it. I just know that it's a sort of scary psychological horror game.
Oh,
I
it's
know
so great. You
I
haven't
started
know
playing
anything
that and
about
then
it,
I
seriously?
noped the fuck out of there.
It's-
Nope.
I loved it. It's so play it in the okay when you're doing it on Twitch. Play it in the dark with headphones. It's so nerve-wracking. It's so nerve-wracking.
So that's
I'm
the
gonna
one.
watch this. This is gonna
Okay.
be hilarious.
All right, then I'll do it for you because that's the one that I've had the most recommendations for,
Oh,
like
God.
requests. And I know it's like
No.
3 years old, but yeah.
I'm going to make a request if that's alright.
Go on then.
Come join me on my Minecraft server.
Oh yeah, you've got a Minecraft server, haven't you?
Yep.
I also have a Minecraft server. We can do swaps.
In fact, I'll tell you what we'll do. I've just started. Have you ever played any of the modded Minecraft?
Yep.
Yep. Have you ever played? Did you play Agrarian Skies when it came up?
I do. My boyfriend is the massivest fan of it.
Did you know that Agrarian Skies 2 is out now?
Ooh, okay.
Do you want
So
to do
it's like updated.
Shall we do a multiplayer of Agrarian Skies 2?
Go on then. I'll tell you what, that'll be the first like let's play thing.
Deal. Let's do that. Right. We'll
Right.
talk details later on tomorrow when I'm awake again.
Brilliant. No, that's cool. We'll do that.
In
Well,
like
I
2
might
hours
not
when you're
wait
awake.
tomorrow.
Oh no. I won't be playing tomorrow.
No, I'm not gonna, like, don't even message me tomorrow. On, like, a Tuesday, I'm like, no, I don't exist today.
It's alright, I've got to go to work.
Yeah, like, good luck with that.
Sorry,
I
that's
can't
why I
work,
went
so I
to
don't
sleep early
have
on tonight, so...
Yeah, you need to get to bed soon.
Yeah, it's past 5 o'clock, I'm just going to go to work.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry, it's fun.
Yeah, thank you for coming on the show.
No, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah. I'm glad you could be on. It was cool.
No, thank you for
and
having
you
me.
attacked. Like, I'm so used to being surrounded by Americans. It was nice to have a Brit.
More Americans next week.
No, tears. So yeah, I'll look into the Twitch stuff. We'll try and sort out a Minecraft thing and see what we can do and mess around with that. So yeah, all good things coming up. But yeah, again, if you don't like having the game and stuff, do let me know because I do have an idea for another channel name, and I like stealing channel names. So if you'd rather I do 2 channels, I'm fine with that. But yeah, so cool. Thank you everyone for joining us. Let's see if there's anything in chat. Twitch, yes. So, yep, they're saying yes to Amnesia.
Yeah, it's
Amnesia
just so perfect. Just dark room, headphones, really loud. Oh,
Done.
this is gonna be hilarious.
Done.
That game is so nerve-wracking.
You can do that all you want, it's never happening here.
I remember, that's how I first played it because that's what the game tells you to do that, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And then I started, and I'm just like, I loved it. I mean, I kept going. I was just like, this is gnarly. Like, I am so on edge. I love it.
Oh god.
It's awesome.
I've got to figure out how to do a face cam. I need to find a tutorial or something.
Yes,
but then I'll
do that. Keep posted.
That was the
keep
one
posted.
request.
I'm watching this. Just
I've got a piece of
please don't do
software,
it while
I
I'm
think,
at
Sarah,
work.
that can help
That's
you do
all
that,
I
so.
ask.
Okay, the freaking out from both of you means this is probably a good idea.
Or give me enough notice so I can take a day off of work to watch this.
Or what, just to watch it in one go.
I swear to God, I'll take a day off of work to watch this. This would be
Brilliant.
hilarious. The game is ridiculous.
Okay.
So good.
That is a plan then. Alright, let's get out. I'm going to go to bed. You've got to go to work. So thank you everyone for watching. It's been good fun. And we'll see you again same time next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Peace.